Next thing you know, I'm wearing absolutely nothing except for my socks. And you know when I'm down to just my socks what time it is. It's business time. It's business time. You know when I'm down to my socks, it's time for business. That's why they call business socks. Ooh, it's business. It's business time. Yeah.
Two Chimps, episode 89.
On a Davenport.
Oh yeah, on a Davenport. Two Chimps on a Davenport. I forget that every week. I just abbreviate it to Two Chimps.
Yeah. Been about 2 weeks.
3.
Been about 3 weeks.
There you go. We're slowly getting lazier and lazier. Like, oh yeah, every other week turns into a much better podcast.
We gotta just keep it at a weekly thing, and then it will stay bi-weekly. If we change it to bi-weekly, it'll be like...
Biannually. Okay, alright.
You know what I mean?
So yeah, this is going to continue to be a bi-weekly podcast. No, a weekly podcast. That's exactly what you just said.
If this is the first time you've ever listened, I'm Dan.
If this is the first time you've ever listened, then I want to know I want you to write a comment after listening to all 4 hours this podcast is going to go.
No way.
No pee breaks.
We've got HT content to watch.
That is true. I'm just kidding. Yeah, who's listening to this for the first time? Not me.
Not me.
Not me. There is a new podcast, though, that's actually going weekly. The new community podcast.
Oh.
Spearheaded by Fratastic. They just posted their second episode. They've done 2 weeks.
2 episodes.
Right.
Since we've done one.
Or
we did one and they did 2.
Yeah.
And now we're doing our second.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So at this pace, they're going to pass us in total episodes in about 89 weeks.
That's a long time. That's over a year.
That is over a year. Maybe I'll just power through it and do one a day for a while and pass us.
I listened to the first one.
Yeah?
I got halfway through.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got distracted and did something else.
Mm.
Because I wasn't listening to it on my iPhone. Because it wasn't on iTunes. I was just listening to it in the browser.
I think it's on iTunes now.
Okay. But yeah, I think RVB Freak was on there.
Mm-hmm.
Rebel Inc. The Explicit Baron.
Fratastic's been spearheading the whole thing.
I don't know if there might have been a fifth person. Maybe Brody Tits?
I think...
They didn't really, introduce. They just, started talking, I think.
Oh. Well...
I don't remember.
I haven't listened to it yet. It's still on my to-listen-to lists. But it's got some tough competition, because I've got, 15 other podcasts that I like to listen to regularly.
Yeah, and, I don't know. I don't like listening to any podcasts.
Oh, there you go. And I like listening to lots of podcasts, so...
I listen to CAGcast. That's the only gaming one I listen to, and it's because I like the personalities. I've been listening to it too long. Mm-hmm. I'm just I like hearing what these guys are up to.
Except you hate Wombat. You like listening to them just to make fun of them in your own brain. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I only listen to that for gaming. I listen to that and Bombcast. I used to listen to quite a few.
I listened to the 1UP one before 1UP dissolved.
Oh, yeah, I did too. You know what?
Great.
Actually, no, I listened to... But it's not regular. It's not a monthly or even a weekly or monthly thing. It's whenever they put it out. Mm. Sean Elliott, who works for Irrational Games now. Yeah. The guy, or the company that does BioShock. Yeah. And then, the most recent, it's called Irrational Behavior, I think the cast is called. And they had a two-parter episode with Benicio del Toro.
Wow.
And
that
Ken Levine,
awesome.
who created BioShock. Yeah, it was really interesting. The guy, Benicio, is really smart about
Benicio del Toro or Guillermo?
That's a damn good question, and I can't answer
Benicio's
that. Who's the director?
An actor. Guillermo's a director.
Guillermo.
Yeah. He's like, he directed Pan's Labyrinth and he's like in the gaming industry now.
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay.
The creative one, not the actor.
Yeah.
The one who's, like
Traffic and...
Really? That was him? Wow, I didn't know that.
I think he's in Traffic.
Anyway, yeah, that's the only other one that I listen to that I can think of. Anyway, yeah, it's been a couple weeks since the last podcast. You went to Vegas since the last.
You would think that'd be the highlight of things to talk about for me.
Mm-hmm. But no.
It's really not.
That's too bad. Yeah, you told me a little bit about it, but you can say it all again.
I went with Crystal to my buddy Josh's wedding.
Mm-hmm.
And Crystal was sick like a few days before we, like all week before we left, and she was sick while we were there.
Mm-hmm.
So we weren't staying out super late, like till sunrise.
Mm-hmm.
We weren't getting shitty and like blacking out.
Mm-hmm.
But it was good, and the wedding was really weird. So my buddy and his fiance got married at the courthouse in Colorado, and went to Vegas. They rented out like a house in a neighborhood, like a normal house,
like a big house. It kind of looked like from the photo.
Yeah, I'd say it's similar to the size we live in.
Oh,
maybe.
Okay. It looked big. Anyway,
maybe slightly bigger.
It kind of looked bigger than that. Anyway,
and so we just hung out and drank beer, and her family came, and none of his was there, and it was like Spider-Man or superhero, a comic book hero themed
wedding.
So like I was one of like 2 or 3 people who didn't have a costume.
Yeah,
and it was pretty crazy. So it was just like hanging out, drinking beer and eating food, and then
so the bride and the groom were.
Yeah,
he was wearing, what is it, Spawn or
Venom? I think
Venom. He was wearing a Venom black Spider-Man costume, and the girl, who basically looks like Mary Jane, she's like pale white with bright red hair, ended up wearing like the Spider-Man costume, like the traditional red and blue one.
Yeah,
which kind of cracked me up.
Yeah, and so they for the wedding they just got on the staircase, and our other friend John like read some stuff that was like really weird. Like it must have been comic book lingo. Okay, 'cause it was weird.
So it wasn't custom vows. Like Homer saying,
no.
I promise to support you through richness and in poorness. Poorness is underlined. And
a monkey navigated, and it goes on like this.
Exactly, it wasn't like that.
No, the dude
like a poem
presenting just said some weird stuff, and then they both said I do and kissed, and then her family, the dad like played a mandolin. And he played Amazing Spider-Man, and like they all got up and sung that.
Really?
Yeah. Does he do? Da-na-na. The lyrics are weird. Like I don't know them.
I don't know them either. That's really weird.
Yeah.
So that's even weirder to me that none of his family was there, but her family was there. The bride's family was there, and they were totally into it.
Well, it sounded like the bride's family needed something. Like they didn't even want a wedding. Like they're the kind of people who don't even want a wedding.
The bride and groom did not want a wedding.
But the family wanted something, so they did this. And it sounded like the family wasn't that on board for a while about like this whole Spider-Man thing. And then they kind of embraced, like when they totally embraced it when we were there.
Yeah.
And then we hopped in a H200, which is like an H2 limo, Hummer.
Oh, one of the stretch Hummer limos.
We had like 20 people in there, and then we went straight to In-N-Out from the wedding.
That's the wedding reception at In-N-Out?
And then awesome. We went to this bar.
Did you go through the drive-thru?
No.
Oh, I thought they could even make it through the drive-thru. Alright, so does everybody write down your orders? We're going to pass it on sticky notes to the...
So then after that, we went to this bar, this like dungy like dive bar called the Double Down, and like there's a picture of my brother from there during SIA, and he's standing next to a stripper or a porn star, and she's flashing her like pussy and butthole. And my brother's like making the asshole symbol.
Yeah,
it's so funny. It's just like it's a gnarly bar, and so we just hung out there for a while. But it was too early. Like it was right after dinner.
Oh.
Like no one was really there. Mm-hmm. There was like some skanks at the pool table who like just wanted to get banged, obviously.
Nice, but you were there with the girlfriend.
Yeah,
so.
And then
who's being
a wet blanket? His wife just got too shitty. So she had to go home after that bar, and then we went out to like some dance club, and Crystal got funky, and I held her coat.
Funky on the dance floor.
Yeah, I mean, no crazy shit like when I went with you and Cooper, where, it was free Red Bull vodkas, and then you had to go home because you felt sick, and Cooper had to go take pictures because he was working, and that just left me sitting there getting vodka after vodka, and then I just wander off into the strip.
Yeah.
Blacked out. None of that stuff. So,
yeah, I remember that.
Oh, but when we got there, we got there super early because I bought the cheap flights. That are like the earliest one and the latest one.
Right.
Like, and then, so we get there super early. We're like, what the fuck are we going to do? Because we couldn't check in. You could drop your bags off at bag check.
Oh, but you couldn't
get in your room. So we dropped our bags off, and then we're walking around, and they had the bodies exhibit at Luxor. So I got to see that bodies thing where there's like all the preserved dead people like in poses and stuff.
Apparently, it's a bunch of bodies from China that were acquired through very illicit means.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Like that seems like something I would be down to be.
But that's not like for science, unless they're donating some of their revenue.
Oh, because it's all like a for-profit thing.
Yeah, it's a business. That's
crazy. Yeah, because it's not.
Donating your body to science isn't going to the bodies exhibit.
But the bodies exhibit is very educational.
It's going to med students to dissect you and be a cadaver.
Yeah, like Jesse worked on.
Right, exactly.
Huh, I never thought... I guess it is a business. There's a huge gift shop at the end that they force you to go through. They yelled at me.
Exit through the gift shop, man.
They yelled at me for exiting through the door that, like, skipped the gift shop.
Was like a fire emergency exit?
No, it was open. And I'm, like, walking out it, and they're like, hey, you gotta go this way. I'm like, okay. I didn't realize what the difference was until I went through. I'm like, oh, you fucking shiesty
make me
bastards.
walk through this.
Yeah.
They want you to spend a lot of money in there.
Yeah. It's really fucking cool, though. Like, the two coolest things I thought were... So they fill all the veins of the body with, like, stuff that hardens. And then wash all the goop away.
The human away.
Yeah.
And there's nothing but a vein skeleton.
A vein skeleton.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my god. There's veins everywhere. And they branch out into these tiny, tiny... capillaries that you could never see otherwise. And that was awesome. And like they did the lungs that way. The lungs are fucking cool. Like everything's cool. And then the other cool thing was they had a dude sliced up vertically like an MRI would look.
Okay.
So there would be like
so top to bottom.
A thin slice.
Yeah.
And you could see, like, the whole... The circle of the leg. Well, how much is fat, how much is muscle, how much is bone. And they did this all the way up his body through the head. But the head was... So that was all horizontally. And the head was sliced vertically. So you could see it, like, from a profile view.
Like a cross-section.
Like a profile, yeah.
Okay.
And it's weird to, like... see all that stuff.
The inner workings of your brain and your guts and all that?
Yeah, and it's like you always... I don't know. I always thought for some reason, because like your nostrils... You put your finger up in them, your nostrils go up into your head.
They go straight back.
They go straight back.
Yeah.
And, I can blow air.
It is counterintuitive, because you pick your nose, and it's just like, you're digging up.
Yeah.
Completely up.
Yeah, there's all sorts of weird stuff.
Yeah.
And, the heart is humongous. And the brain's not that big. I think the brain and the heart are pretty close to, the same size. I could be wrong about that, but just based on, glancing at the stuff, I don't know. Cool. It was cool, and it wasn't it was so well done that it didn't even seem gross, or you weren't freaked out, oh my god, there's a dead body.
Yeah.
It almost looks
just
like
the idea
plastic.
of that kind of creeps me out in principle.
Mm-hmm.
But from what I've heard, it's actually really interesting to see.
Yeah, it's not
And there's no smell of, what is it, formaldehyde that they used to preserve.
Well, yeah, I was at Jesse's hospital, or his school, and they had, the room with all the bodies.
Oh.
And he's like, you want to come in and look? I'm like, nope. No, I do not. No, thank you.
Yeah.
Because I'm not that kind of person, but this is pretty cool. So I'd recommend that. It was fucking expensive, though. I'm sure it was
Really?
Vegas priced.
Oh,
It's 30-something bucks each.
Yeah, for what? Walking through for an hour?
Yeah.
I guess that's pretty expensive. But for Vegas, that's
it sucked, though.
bad.
Right when we got into the hotel room, they, give you a little booklet, and there's a $5 off coupon for the bodies exhibit.
Yeah.
I'm damn.
Did you do any buffets?
No. In-N-Out was probably the highlight of the food. I had a Cinnabon.
You can get a Cinnabon anywhere.
No, you can't.
You can get them at any mall.
Can you get it at Park Meadows? No. Can you get them at DIA? No. Therefore, you can't get them everywhere. Because those are the only two airports slash malls I go to.
You can't get a Cinnabon at Park Meadows?
No. I know this for a fact. And I will put any amount of money on this bet, because I love the shit out of Cinnabons. There is one at the Cherry Creek Mall.
Oh, okay. Cinnabon locations.
Oh, those things are good. Park Meadows used to have this thing called Cinemonster, which put Cinnabons to shame. But it went out of business, and that was
really?
It was really devastating to me. And they put a Steve Madden store in place of it, and I've resented Steve Madden ever since.
So there's one... Yeah, there's none at Park Meadows. That's strange.
You don't believe me?
No, I don't. Because I feel like I saw one then.
No.
One recently.
Nope.
There's one at South Glen Mall.
Oh, yeah. I go there all the time.
Yeah. Oh, who did this stand-up about... Okay, there's the new mall, and then there's the mall that the white people used to go to.
Yeah, there's the mall that white people go to, and the mall that white people used to go to.
Oh, who did that stand-up?
Dave Chappelle.
Is it Chappelle?
I'm pretty sure.
Huh. Okay.
Or Chris Rock, maybe. I think it might be Chris Rock.
It's a black dude?
Oh, yeah. It's a black dude.
Yeah. South Glen used to be the mall that white people go to.
So
used to be that
Aurora used to be the mall that
and
white
they
people go
redid
to.
South Glen, so it's actually the mall white people go to now. I feel like a Cinnabon now.
Yeah.
Delicious. So, Vegas was good. Did you do any gambling?
Yeah, not really.
No?
Just a few bucks on the video blackjack. Because they let you do 25 cents.
Instead of like a
Instead of
$5 or
$10.
$10 minimum?
Yeah. $10 was the cheapest I saw.
Yeah, that adds up quick if you're there on...
Yeah.
if you're there to get drunk for cheap and see a Spider-Man wedding.
Oh, man. My buddy Myers sat down at the blackjack table, and I was standing behind him watching. He won like $100 in 5 minutes.
Really?
It was crazy. Like, he probably got dealt 10 hands and lost 1 or 2.
Oh, I love the rolls like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. I think if my brother went instead of Crystal, it would be a very, very different story.
Yeah, I think so. Except Mike also goes to bed early.
Yeah, but I think he can get crunk.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Mike can, if he needs to. If he's on vacation.
Yeah.
At a place where you're supposed to get just totally shit-faced.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, but you have probably had a more drunken weekend than I did.
Yeah, I probably drank more on that one day than you did the entire weekend.
Yeah.
I went to a Santa Claus-themed pub crawl, which was a lot of fun. It was kind of lame, though, because every other pub crawl that I've been to, and I've been to, like, two others than this one, you pay an entrance fee, which is always a donation to some charity. Mm-hmm. And then you get this little card that tells you what 5 bars you have to go to. Mm-hmm. And there's been a huge amount of overlap between all the pub crawl bars that I've gone to. Mm-hmm. They're all, like, right around Coors Field area. And then you get, like, a free drink or a free beer or something like that at every single one of them.
Yeah, like 2 beers. Or, like, you get 2 pitchers for your team.
Yeah.
Or something.
There was no free drinks at all with this one.
And you had to pay?
You had to donate 1 kid's toy.
Oh.
So we were feeling, like, festive and in the Christmas spirit, so we picked up 2 kids' toys. And just dropped them off. And then we just got this card that said... all the card said was, ask about drink specials at all these bars.
That's so lame.
Yeah, so then, like, you know, we got our cards punched at every single one, and then you're supposed to, like, write your info on some sheet, and apparently I forgot to get my card punched at one of the bars we went to, so I just said, fuck it, and threw it. I don't remember any of this. This is what I'm told the next day.
Well, yeah, if there's no point, is it...
No, but there's some giveaway if you went to all the bars. Like, there's...
Still...
a raffle.
That's retarded.
Not even like a giveaway. It was like you have a chance to win this lottery to get some, you know, gift certificates to some shitty bar downtown or who knows what. But yeah, but it was awesome going to all these different bars and just walking around downtown with hundreds of people dressed as Santa. Mm-hmm. And tons of hot chicks dressed as, you know, slutty Santas too, which was great. And then I went to see Anthony Jeselnik late that night.
Which you were really looking forward to.
Oh, I was so excited to see him. I ended up being kind of disappointed, though, overall, in his stand-up. Because everything that I've seen of him, I've laughed so hard I've almost cried from. Mm-hmm. Which is basically his CD and the Charlie Sheen thing. Mm-hmm. But, and this was crazy funny, too, but not like...
Crying.
Yeah. What's this dog doing? Is he just going to keep snoring the whole time?
Yeah.
Crazy Carl. Quit snoring, dog. But it was still really funny.
Yeah.
And I like him a lot. What's wrong with this dog?
I don't know.
Is he going to start farting on me again? I have to put the blanket diaper on him?
He just switched his ass to your side.
Fuck you, Carl. You're not going to fart on me throughout this whole podcast. So, yeah. I had a lot of fun in that thing. I mean, whenever you start drinking at... Well, I started drinking at about 11. Mm. I got to the pub crawl at about 2. Because when you're on Jesse time... I mean, his time is worse than any chick's time I've ever met. Like, he is so far behind any schedule that he tries to set. Mm-hmm. It's not even... I mean,
and the annoying thing is he'll lie about where he is.
Oh yeah, he'll say...
Like, I'm on my way.
Right.
And he's like, in the shower.
Right, exactly. Well, he showered in here.
He's got a nice...
Oh yeah, he lives here,
place
basically,
here.
So... He's got his...
Have him on the podcast again, since he fucking lives here.
Asshole. But yeah, when you start drinking that early, and then you meet up with a whole bunch of other people that are also drinking, you're bound to have a lot of craziness to go down.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. A lot of chicks, just... dumb chicks crying for God knows what reason.
Because guys are assholes, John.
Sure. Yes, we are. So that's why they have to cry when everybody's drunk and having a good time and just having a fucking emotional breakdown. Like, to some girls, that just, every time you go out drinking, it ends up being a shit show. And I'm not that way at all. My life would be an absolute disaster
kind
every
of a
time.
shit show.
I am?
Yeah, you get kicked out of places and punch things.
But the amount that it takes me, like the amount of booze that I have to consume to get to that level,
pretty close to lethal.
That like would kill a small horse. You know, it's not like 5 beers in, I'm gonna start crying and having my mascara run down my face. It's
20 beers.
It's like
5 beers and 15 shots.
Exactly. You know, like I wake up the next morning and I have $100 on my credit card spend that I don't remember any of it, which is exactly what happened. But I didn't have any crazy mental breakdown.
You're in a ditch with a strange bicycle.
I made it home that night. There's a difference.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a lot of fun.
I'm trying to remember, like, before this last weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I have no recollection.
I'm talking about Broncos, which I'm sure will come up at a later point. I know it will come up at a later point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just going downtown, going to stupid bars.
Yeah.
Going to friends' houses and drinking a lot. Sure, we can talk about media.
So, you and I love the shit out of Homeland.
Yes.
Or I love the shit out of it. I assume you do as well.
Yes, I'm really liking Homeland. A lot.
It's a Showtime show.
Mm-hmm.
It's in its first season.
Mm-hmm.
Claire Danes, I think, is the only, like, big name actor.
Mm-hmm. The dude has been in a lot of other... I think he was in Band of Brothers, which is the HBO miniseries.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently Homeland, the season just ended, like, this week. But we're watching the on-demand shit, so we're, like, a month behind.
Which sucks.
Yeah. But, yeah, it's really good. Like, really good story, really good everything.
And
hot chicks.
That the last session that we watched...
Good amount of nudity.
We watched, like, 3 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And there was one episode where it's like, holy shit. Mm-hmm. They're not fucking with you. Some shows fuck with you. Mm-hmm. And, like, drag things on for an entire season.
Yeah.
And this one just fucking turned everything on its head halfway in. Mm-hmm. And you're like, whoa.
Yeah, like Lost. Lost, they dragged that numbers thing out for an entire, probably 2 seasons. And then they never wrapped it up.
And they never mentioned it again.
They just moved on as if the numbers never
happened. I couldn't think of anything good.
Or the fucking smoke monster, or the crazy polar bear, or a million other things. I mean, I've completely forgot half of them by now, but...
Well, the smoke monster comes up in the final season.
Oh, I never watched the final season.
Yeah.
But you see my point.
Yeah. It's great, phenomenal acting.
Yeah.
Good story, not super original, but, like, good twists, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Not super original.
Like the Manchurian Candidate.
Oh.
Kind of.
Yeah.
The show.
Manchurian Candidate, the series. That's basically what it is.
But definitely...
but it's good. I mean, that's what they want you to think.
Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe it's not. Maybe he's not the Manchurian Candidate.
Yeah. Well, we highly recommend it.
Mm-hmm. Showtime? Is that what channel it is?
Hopefully they put the first season on Netflix, because I know Showtime put the first couple seasons of Dexter on there for a while. I think they might have pulled them.
I think that contract expired, and that was one of the...
That sucks.
One of the kind of... I think that happened earlier this year. And I think that was
one of the first
that seems like one of the kind of tipping points that changed
people's mind.
That made Netflix kind of reevaluate how their whole service is going to work.
Yeah. Well, I read a news article today about something Reed Hastings said, who's the CEO of Netflix. Mm-hmm. And he was saying how he thinks HBO Go is their biggest competition.
Okay.
And he was saying how Netflix is trying to be more and more like HBO, and HBO is trying to be more and more like Netflix. So they're both like, Netflix is trying to produce its own original content, and HBO is trying to have its own app that you can watch anything on streaming.
Did they mention anything about Comcast in this article?
No. They were talking about the Xbox a little bit, but they didn't say any of like Reed Hastings' thoughts on that.
I'd say Comcast is their biggest competition because they have a government-mandated monopoly. I mean, they own NBC now, so they're making more original content than HBO and Netflix combined. And Comcast has...
And they own the internet.
Yeah, and then Comcast has HBO stuff on their on-demand box, in addition to all of their own unique stuff. And Comcast is charging a shitload more per month.
Oh my god!
Than both of those services combined.
You have to buy Comcast, and then HBO's $20 on top of that.
Yeah, you can't just get HBO.
I mean, I guess Netflix is like, you have to pay internet, and then,
which is Comcast,
and then $9 on top of that.
Exactly.
But the thing with the internet is, you fucking have to buy internet anyway if you're a human that lives in this society.
Right, but to buy Comcast, Netflix, you have to have internet service.
Yeah.
And there's, basically a coin flip if you're living in the U.S., whether or not you're paying Comcast or someone else.
Yeah.
And there's, what are the margins on that? Who's making more if you're buying Comcast, internet, and Netflix streaming? Who's making more?
The thing per
month? Probably Comcast.
I could just go off on this subject. If you have a government-mandated monopoly, you should not be allowed to make a profit.
Right.
Like, you should be able to pay all your workers good wages, give them good benefits, provide good service, but you shouldn't have shareholders and fucking...
Does Comcast do one of those things? Do they pay their workers a good salary?
Probably
not. Do they
not.
provide a good service?
No.
Fuck no.
But they do have shares.
Yeah, they are a publicly traded company.
And they do make profit.
Yeah, a lot of it.
But they do not have a good service or well-paid workers. They have a bunch of incompetent workers.
The workers' salary, we're just assuming, because Comcast is year over year voted the worst company in America.
I mean, I feel like people who... Like, the people who came over to, set up our cable were idiots.
Oh, they're total morons.
Like, the guy didn't even know that the fucking router I had just researched and bought would work with the kind of cable that I signed up for. I'm like, dude, it's DOCSIS 3.0. Oh, okay. He said, I've seen people use the old router we had.
Yeah.
I can see people use 50 megs per second with that. And I'm like, no, you're fucking stupid. I mean, I'm sure you've charged people 50 megs a second with that router, but they weren't getting it. Yeah.
Do you think you need a GED?
And he was late.
Oh, yeah, and we got that
extra. And I got $20.
Do you think you need a GED to work for Comcast?
No.
I mean, to be a service person for Comcast?
Maybe.
I guess you're driving a vehicle. Maybe you have to have some sort of diploma to drive a vehicle.
A license to drive.
Right.
A driver's license. It's probably more important than a high school diploma.
A GED is barely a high school diploma. But who am I to talk? That's all I have is right now is a high school diploma.
Yeah, so.
I'm just...
And you're just as underpaid as them.
That's a good point. Maybe I should get a job installing cable for Comcast. And delivering milk on the side while I'm driving through the neighborhoods. Drop off milk for Royal Crest, and then install cable lines while I'm at it.
That, man, you just got my mind rolling. Like,
a milk cable company.
We're doing better than we ever have with this YouTube deal.
But
if we were to ever get rich,
I
think I would Royal Crest would be my first
splurge.
Rich indulgence. $5 a gallon milk delivered to your door.
That is a lot for milk.
It's twice as much as the store.
Sometimes less, or sometimes more than twice as much.
The milk seems to either be $2 or $3.
Yeah,
depending on if it's on sale.
But this is only a topic that you care about.
Well, it's very important to me.
Exactly. Well, when you drink 4 gallons a week.
Yeah, that's $20 a week in milk.
It affects your bottom line a lot.
$80 a month.
That's a lot of money on milk.
Yeah. Well, I don't drink water, so I need to get fluids. I do drink lots of beer, though. Mm-hmm. Which actually makes you, like, thirstier or something.
Mm-hmm. It's a vicious cycle. The more beer you drink, the more milk you need to drink the next morning.
Mm-hmm. Can't drink beer and milk together, though.
Gross, dude. That is...
It's one of the few things milk doesn't go well with.
Beer?
Yeah.
No.
I can drink it with pretty much any meal, but I can't drink it with other liquids. You know, like orange juice and milk.
Ugh. No.
Like, I can't even... My mom used to give, like, a cup of both at breakfast. I'm like, I can't even... I have to, like, drink one, eat some waffles, and then drink the other.
You have to clear your palate.
Yeah.
Between milk
and something else. Can't go back and forth.
Yeah.
All right, what's next on the docket?
Milk. The milk hour.
With Milky D. Oh, this one I saw. Oh, I saw Hugo in 3D in the movie theater. Mm-hmm. It's the first movie I've seen in the theater in a while. Mm-hmm. And it was cool. I took my mom, and she absolutely loved it. It's pretty good, but... She heard some background information on it on NPR, like on the drive over. So she had like a deeper appreciation for it.
Like what?
So it's like half about this boy who lives in a train station, and half about this old man who used to be this great film director in the 20s and the 10s, like when film was just emerging. And so a lot of the stuff about this filmmaker is about a real guy in the 10s and 20s who directed like 200 movies.
So it's not entirely fiction.
No.
Basically. It's historical fiction.
Yeah.
Okay.
So knowing that, I think, would enhance your enjoyment
like
of
if you
You're
knew...
like, wow, this is crazy.
Uh-huh.
Instead of just like, this is weird.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was good. I'd recommend it.
What about the 3D? Because that's the thing that I've heard more about Hugo than anything else, is how Martin Scorsese gave 3D... Martin Scorsese's direction in this makes paying the extra $5 or whatever it is worth it for this movie.
Yeah.
Carl's fucking snoring like crazy.
I would say that... So it probably took me 45 minutes to adjust to the 3D.
Really?
Like the first 45 minutes, you're like, whoa, this is 3D. Whoa, this is 3D. Whoa, this is 3D. And like the last hour and a half, you're like watching the movie.
The movie's 2 hours and 15 minutes long?
I'm just guessing.
Okay. Sorry.
I have no idea. It's probably 2 hours. But, you know, the second half, the 3D's not as intrusive to your brain. Like, you're watching the movie, and it's in 3D. And it's cool and good. Like, I enjoyed it much more when it wasn't, like, the forefront of my attention. There was some point where my forefront of my attention switched from the 3D to the movie. And that's kind of when it got good. So, like, I'd almost want to go watch a 3D movie for half an hour and then start this one.
As a primer?
Yeah, just get my brain ready.
Yeah, huh. I've heard a lot of people say that about 3D movies. I've never had that problem for more than 10 minutes.
This one took me longer.
And when the trailers have it?
Trailers did have it.
I mean, that's including trailers.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what the last 3D movie I saw would have been. It
Tron,
might have been...
probably.
Oh, yeah, Tron.
I definitely adjusted to Tron way faster than this one.
Any idea why?
No. No idea why.
Well, the movie that comes to mind immediately is Avatar. And adjusting to the 3D. And I remember the first couple minutes of the movie being really thrown off by it. But just the first few minutes.
Yeah. Well, then I think you'd like it.
Okay.
It was good. The 3D was good.
Okay, cool.
But I've never not liked 3D.
Better than Jackass 3D for 3D effects?
Probably.
Really?
No, because Jackass had the slow-mo 3D, which is fucking awesome.
With the dildo cannon.
Yeah. We still need to see Harold and Kumar in 3D.
Oh, yeah, I do really want to see that. Is that out?
Yeah. It's been out for a while, so we could probably see it cheap on a weekday.
Oh, yeah, and I want to see the Muppets movie, too.
Yeah.
Oh! I didn't write that down. I saw a movie that I did not expect to enjoy at all.
Before you get into that,
okay,
I'm just going to talk about the 3D trailers.
Okay. Oh, yeah. What were the trailers for it?
So, most of them were for movies that already exist. Star Wars Episode 1.
They're re-releasing it in 3D.
Titanic. Re-releasing in 3D.
Really?
And Beauty and the Beast.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know how you fucking turn a 2D movie into
Beauty
3D.
and the Beast. That's terrible. I shouldn't sing.
It didn't look good. I don't think Beauty and the Beast looked good in 3D.
Yeah.
'Cause it's like weird.
Well, it's 2D.
Right.
It's
like
it's cartoon. It's not
like
Pixar.
3D cartoon. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not Pixar. It's Disney. Okay.
But the Lorax was the other one.
Oh, what movie is that?
It's a Dr. Seuss book.
Yeah.
And it's like my favorite.
Yertle the Turtle?
It's my favorite Dr. Seuss
But
book.
you don't know. No. Is it called the Lorax?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was just the name of the character in it.
It's both.
Oh, okay.
Like Yertle the Turtle.
Right.
The character is Yertle, the book is
the best
Yertle.
book on turtle stacking ever written. But I don't know. None of the Dr. Seuss movies have ever. I've never wanted to. I've never had an inkling of intention to see any of them.
Yeah. The only reason I want to see this one is because it was by far my favorite book.
Okay.
Like, I would ask for it, you know? It's like, this is the one I like.
Right. But as an hour and a half long feature?
I don't know. Well, I'll tell you how it is.
I mean, even The Grinch Who Stole Christmas, which is probably his most famous book, Theodore Eisel. Why? I don't know. That might be good, but that. Who knows? So I saw Julie and Julia. And definitely one of the most entertaining things I've seen in a long time. This is kind of a crazy story, but so Julie and Julia it was originally a book written by this woman named Julie Powell, who had a shitty job and decided she wanted to cook every recipe in a Julia Child's cookbook. I think it's called Mastering the Art of French Cooking. And so she kept a blog where she wrote a post every day, and she had to cook like 500 recipes in 365 days. And then her blog ended up getting turned into a book, and the Julie and Julia book got turned into a movie with Meryl Streep and Amy Adams and a bunch of other people. And then this film student at Northwestern decided to watch the movie every day for a whole year and blog about that. And I think his name was Lawrence or Lucius? I don't fucking remember. I can't remember what the fucking name of it was called. LMJJ. No. Anyway, this kid watched Julie and Julia every day for a year and blogged about it. And for the 365th day of him watching this pretty bad movie, I mean, it's not great, but it's not like something you would... It's not like Star Wars watching 365 days for a year, you know? They flew him out to Colorado and had like a theater showing of it in front of a whole bunch of people, and they put on like skits throughout the whole movie, and like there was... It wasn't in a movie theater, it was in like a play theater. and on one screen they had the movie showing, and on another screen they had like videos from his blog showing throughout it, and like reading through different posts that he did, and he was doing commentary over the movie. And then Amy Adams is from Castle Rock, Colorado, and her mom showed up for the screening. And apparently, like, I've read the dude's blog a few times, and he just hates Amy Adams and just like rips on her constantly. And apparently there's a couple blog entries where he would like jerk off to the movie. And so there were some very awkward moments throughout the commentary where he would like, you know, talk about jerking off to Amy Adams and her mom, like, and apparently they're like a very they're super Mormons.
Oh.
And
did she know what she was getting into?
I don't think so. It certainly didn't seem like it at all. And it was completely insane. Like, so this dude's blog, he just goes insane, just absolutely crazy, just writing the craziest things about this movie and just coming up with, like, he would write like fan fiction. What if this movie had dinosaurs in it? Or what if this movie, you know, were a science fiction thing? Or like, what if this was like he would write like erotic fan fiction, and it had all these crazy like sexual puns about, you know, stuffing turkeys, and so I don't know. It was just the craziest thing. Like, I saw about 5 seconds of the actual movie. I've never seen the movie before, and
you don't care.
And I got a free beer from it too. Like, I paid $10 for that thing. I got a free beer, and I paid like $25 for these fucking kids' toys, and didn't get a single free beer out of it. But
yeah, it sounds like that Moth thing I went to. There was like, I don't know, maybe $20 a ticket. Great show, open bar.
Open bar?
Yeah.
Oh man,
like we went up.
I wouldn't
we went
leave
up to the bar, and my mom's like trying to pay, and they're like, "No, this is free. You can tip us if you want."
Yeah. What? Free booze?
Yeah.
Like you put on costumes and go back up.
It was like in a really nice venue. I'm like, this is being funded by someone else. Yeah. Comcast was the headline sponsor.
Oh, okay.
Like, someone else is subsidizing this because my ticket would not pay for something this awesome.
Yeah, and you know, so back to the Julie and Julia, or Lawrence and Julia. I can't remember. Like there was one there's a famous scene in the movie where she chops up like a 10-pound bag of onions, and then he did that on his blog for one of his blog entries, and then for the next week or two he was doing like crazy things with this huge chopped bag of onions, and was writing about how all the other kids in his dorm hated him because the whole dorm floor smelled like onions. And then they did the exact same thing in front of this huge audience, and the whole place just reeked of onions. And then they gave everybody like a Ziploc bag with those onions as like a gift to take home. So we just like threw it in the trash when we walked out because we didn't want that in the car on the drive home.
Yeah.
It fucking smelled terrible. And I don't know. And like one of the MCs of the whole event, who was kind of, you know, guiding the whole thing, was this it was this chick who was acting, she was like his super fan, acting like Mel from Flight of the Conchords, just, you know, being super awkward and sexual about the whole thing, like, you talk about being, you know, like really liking this girl in the movie, I hope you come that way on me, and like it was so weird. It was, I don't know.
But you were laughing.
I was so impressed by how funny and...
What was better, Anthony Jeselnik or Julie and Julia?
I was so drunk for Anthony Jeselnik that I don't remember a ton. Like, I don't remember any of the punchlines at all, right? I remember there was a lot of rape jokes. He joked about how many rape jokes were going on. But I don't remember a lot of specifics about it. But it's a close one.
Yeah.
But...
Which cost you more?
They're pretty close. Because I ended up getting free tickets to Jeselnik, but there's a 2-drink minimum. But, yeah. So just seeing that was like, I don't know. I kind of want to just do more random shows downtown. Mm-hmm. Because, like, that moth thing sounded awesome.
That was so... I had no idea what to expect.
Yeah.
And it was, like, awesome.
Yeah, and the same thing for this thing. Like, I thought... I was expecting to go there to a black movie theater. That sounded weird. A dark movie theater. And just watch the movie. Mm-hmm. And then I thought there was like a Q&A with the guy afterwards. But like he had a computer up. Oh yeah, so there was like a fourth screen that was just basically attached to his laptop. Mm-hmm. And like he would switch between Twitter and then like it was basically his web browser, whatever he had it up on his little MacBook. Mm-hmm. And then like he would switch to porn every once in a while, like hardcore YouPorn kind of stuff.
And they'd show it on the screen.
Yeah, he was like, oh man, like this is what I would do when I was watching the movie a lot. It's like I'd watch YouPorn and then like watch the movie simultaneously. Wow, you were going absolutely insane watching this shitty movie this many times.
Was there an age limit? You'd think you'd have to have an 18 and up show to do that.
I don't know. I don't get checked for booze IDs anymore, and I don't get checked for 18 and over IDs anymore. Especially that.
Kind of a depressing story. Okay. In Vegas, I got ID'd one time.
Really?
I was there for 3 days and 2 nights. I got ID'd once.
Do you think it's a confidence thing, or do you think it's
I think it's a looks thing.
I think it's I think it's a combo.
Like if you're young looking and you're giving the I'm scared vibe.
Right, exactly. You're kind of nervous. Like this is like, you don't even think.
Yeah, I just sit down at a machine and I'm like, Corona with lime, please.
Yeah, come on. I'm impatient about my booze. Yeah. People who are sketchy, who are like, excuse me, ma'am, can I have a beer, please?
What beers do you have?
Yeah, what beers do you what do you have on tap? Oh, it's all bottles? Okay. Well, come back in a few. I'll think about it some more. And when you're like, I want 4 Coronas. It's putting out a very different vibe when you're like, oh, you want my ID? Fuck, let me get out of my back pocket. God damn it, you're interrupting my gambling.
Yeah.
Like...
Oh, and the chick had a Chargers jersey on who ID'd us.
Oh, was it on Sunday?
We were talking about Tebow, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we'll save the Tebow talk, dude. We'll get into Tebow in a few when we get to the feedback from the last podcast.
So, our TV is the shit.
Yes.
And I feel like we already talked. Man.
We have talked about the TV.
The Art of Flight, have we talked about?
No.
We haven't done a podcast in a long time.
Yeah.
So, Jesse brought over the Art of Flight, which is the Travis Rice, like, super high budget snowboard movie. Mm-hmm. And we watched it on Blu-ray. Mm-hmm. Through the PS3 on our 55-inch LED.
Oh, yeah.
And it's fucking
This TV's worth
awesome.
more than my car. Definitely more than your car.
Oh, it's worth more than my car, yeah.
It's close to the value of my car.
No way.
What
year's yours?
An 01.
Mine's a 99.
Yeah.
You have less miles. It's in great shape. Mm-hmm. Yours...
Well, I said definitely your car. It's close. Anyway,
no way.
Continue.
I think you're undervaluing your own car. But, oh God, it's so good.
Yeah.
And I was like, dear Lord, I have to see the skiing movie.
Mm-hmm. Because, okay, for those of you who are new to the podcast, even within the last year, you're a huge skier.
Yeah.
And Travis Rice is a big snowboarder. So this movie that we're talking about is a snowboarding movie. It's tons of snowboarding stuff. And you used to ski professionally, basically.
Well, amateurly, professionally.
Just say professionally. Have some fucking confidence in what you did. But you got free shit.
It wasn't my profession. Yeah, I got...
You got free equipment. You got free skis and bindings and clothes.
And goggles.
And got photographed and was put in a movie.
Yes.
Before I started anybody but you or other professional skiers, that's professional skiing. Mm-hmm. So you were a professional skier.
Yeah, before we started the site. Mm-hmm. And then...
Don't say it like that. That makes it sound like this site is what made you stop skiing professionally.
Well, pretty much, no.
Beer is what stopped you skiing professionally.
Yeah, I turned 21 and that was the end of that.
Yeah, exactly. Which coincidentally,
so I have
play
a huge
lot more video games.
Yeah, I have a huge obsession with skiing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, oh, this snowboard movie's fucking awesome, but I need a ski movie. And I called the ski shop, and I asked if they had ski Blu-rays. And they're like, no, just DVDs. I'm like, okay. And so yesterday, or 2 days ago, I can't remember, I took my dad to get some new equipment. I went with him to make sure he didn't get screwed.
Mm-hmm.
And I look in the case, and there's Blu-rays. I'm like, you assholes. You probably didn't even look. You just put the phone down for 30 seconds and then picked it back up.
Okay.
I've done the same thing.
This is the shop that you worked at, I assume.
Yeah, it is.
The Colorado Skiing Golf that you used to work at.
My second job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. You're making minimum wage there. I'm sure the person that answered the phone and said...
Oh. When I worked at skiing golf, I started during golf season. So I'm like, I know nothing about golf. Mm-hmm. So I just worked the shoe department. Because shoes are, you just fucking find their size. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I want this one and the size. And I walk down the stairs in the back. And like, I have no idea what fucking model they wanted. So I'm like, alright, I'm just going to stand here for a minute. And then I walk back out. And I'm like, oh yeah, we don't have that one in your size. Choose another one. And then the second time I was like, pay really close attention.
So you're even worse
than
the person that you called and got bullshitted on the phone.
But then I'd like look at the one that they previously wanted to look at, and then I'd go find it and be like, oh, this was in the wrong area. I saw it when I was looking for the second one.
Oh, so you ended up going from a sinner to a saint to them.
Yeah. Well, I was just like, I made up for my mistake. But
sometimes when you felt like it.
Yeah. It did happen more than one time. So we put in the ski movie. It's not nearly as good as the snowboard movie.
Uh-huh.
The production value's lower. There's only one segment worth watching.
What's the ski movie called for those interested?
Attack of La Nina. Uh-huh. Not that good. And this guy I knew from ski camp is in it, and he has the worst segment I've ever seen in a ski movie. Mm-hmm. Like, it's him in front of a green screen doing fake flips and then singing the song.
It was so unfunny. They were trying so hard to be funny.
I would not recommend the movie. I asked for a different...
How much is a skiing Blu-ray?
$30.
So more than a typical...
Yeah. It's like a...
big budget.
It's a specialty thing.
Oh, yeah. No. I'm just curious.
Yeah.
And kind of comparing.
So I asked for this one called After Dark for Christmas, which is supposed to be really good. Mm-hmm. Not that anyone listening wants to get one, but yeah, the one segment has that Sail song by AWOL Nation. I used it
Sail away, sail away.
One of the more recent podcasts, probably in the last 3 or 4.
Yeah.
And it's like super slow-mo helicopter shots of guys going off a huge jump.
Well, it's the song that was on the House commercial that you thought was so much better for the Battlefield 3 commercial over that shitty sort of remixed version of 99 Problems that they used by Jay-Z. Mm-hmm. That was total garbage.
Yeah.
And you were absolutely right. Like that song made that trailer so much better.
And songs make ski movies, and this movie for the most part has shitty music.
Songs can make or break a lot of movies. Yep. Like a Quentin Tarantino movie?
Yeah. I don't know that would break it, but it sure adds.
Oh, it absolutely adds a lot.
Or Saints Row. It sucked. It sucked when we were playing it without music.
It's so quiet.
So then we put our own music.
Yeah, and that's actually worked out. I mean, just having... So... We've been doing the Saints Row 3 drink-along, and we can't have the music on for copyright reasons. Mm-hmm. Even though I wonder if...
I don't know if it'll get picked up.
We should try. Turn it down to about 60%.
Maybe like 40%?
Turn it down to 60% in the in-game settings, and then when we actually... And then after I edit it, I turn it down another 40%. Uh-huh. So that, like,
along with the sound effects?
Right, because... and then, like, that on top of our mixed voices, I wonder if the YouTube thing, copyright thing, can even pick it up.
I mean, if we didn't have long pauses, I doubt it.
We don't have very long pauses, more than 5 seconds even.
Yeah.
Anyway, but like Saints Row, so that first segment, we had no music, I think, at all.
No music.
And then the second one, we've just been playing like Girl Talk and Milkman and a bunch of other mashup kind of stuff. And that's just basically a background rhythm to just kind of keep your head bobbing a little bit, and just keep you into it a little bit. But the Saints Row music that's actually in the game, I said this before, probably on the last podcast, but that was 3 fucking weeks ago. That makes the game. Mm-hmm. It makes it so. It doesn't make it, but it makes it a lot better. Because it's so perfect for the scenes that they choose to play it. Like, Stuck in the Middle with You in Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah.
This is, who knows why it's so good, but it's really good. Or any of the things in Pulp Fiction.
The lobby scene music in The Matrix is really good.
Yeah.
The Rob D. Club to Death.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not like a famous artist, but
or even
it's a good song.
The credits music, is it Killing in the Name of? By Rage Against the Machine?
It's some Rage song.
Yeah, it's some Rage Against the Machine song. But yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, ski movies. Well, because there's almost no dialogue and no story in a ski movie, the music.
It's like porn. Like,
okay,
when they add like a story and acting, it sucks. You just want to see footage of people banging.
Good-looking
in
people.
In skiing movies, you just want to see footage of people doing crazy-ass shit.
Yeah.
With good music.
Yeah. And when it's edited to the good music, like the beats in the song, like...
match up with the jumps.
Yeah, like, and they have the cuts and, like, the transitions between different shots. Like, yeah, that makes it so much better. Anyway.
One more movie I watched.
Okay.
Machete.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty stupid / good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, super over the top. It's... if you saw Grindhouse, which is that duel feature between Quentin Tarantino and Robert Rodriguez.
The Quentin Tarantino part sucked ass, and we can get into this argument if you want. That movie was so bad. Death Proof?
So bad compared to Mr. Peepers' Poopers? Or so bad to everything else Quentin Tarantino's done?
Both?
Oh, then you're out of your fucking mind.
No, I'm kidding. Not compared to... I almost said Animal Farm, but that's not it at all. Zookeeper. How did I go from Animal Farm? Because I almost said Animal
Zoo is basically
House,
an animal farm.
Yeah, that is true.
Anyway, if you saw that movie, they had fake previews before it, and one of them was for Machete, which is Danny Trejo, which is like the ugliest fucking Mexican dude you'll ever see.
Oh, he's got like worse pockmarks all over his face than Edward James Olmos.
Yeah.
It's disgusting. Looks like it's fucking definition of crater face. It's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
They also had the Thanksgiving trailer in that, which is one of the best fake trailers.
That movie had
in
great
history.
Fake trailers.
Yeah, that was the best part of the movie. Like,
didn't they have that
Thanksgiving?
That gay priest one too, with like Jake Gyllenhaal, and they're like holding hands in the ministry.
I do not remember.
Or was that one?
All.
Oh, that might have been for Tropic Thunder.
Oh, yeah, that was when Robert Downey Jr. was the priest and he's doing the Irish accent.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
Both of those movies have really good fake trailers.
Yeah, Tropic Thunder had some great ones.
That was probably the highlight of Tropic Thunder for me, those trailers.
Yeah, like Fire Dancer or whatever the fuck the 5 Ben Stiller movies were at the beginning of it. Apparently, so there's a line in Tropic Thunder where Robert Downey Jr. in blackface says, like, he stays in character till the bonus commentary. And he's in character for the commentary of the movie. Which, I don't know. I haven't seen it. It's just what I've heard, but that cracks me up. Just the whole idea of that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So, Machete, it's good. You see Lindsay Lohan's titties and there's lots of gore.
Nice.
What else? And there's hot chicks. Lindsay Lohan and...
Jessica Alba?
Yeah.
And
the one I don't like, Michelle Rodriguez.
Michelle Rodriguez. Yeah, she's super bitchy, but she's pretty hot.
I hate her, but yeah, she's not bad looking.
Mm-hmm. Every movie she's in, she's just total cunt.
Yeah, I hated her in Lost so bad. I was never happier with a lost death than hers. Oh, well, spoilers!
And anybody who got a DUI on that show ended up getting killed off. So
that counts her out.
Yep.
I got to piss pretty bad. So you want to take a piss break before we get into the games
and news and all that?
Yeah.
Sure. All right.
In the marmalade forest, between the make-believe trees, in a cottage cheese cottage, lives Albie. Albie, 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 the racist dragon.
Part 2.
So I had 2 little things I want to get out of the way that I thought of while I was pissing.
Okay.
1. So, is Edward James Olmos white?
No.
What is he?
What's the second thing you want to get out of the way? I don't know. Spanish? I don't know. I'll find out.
I think he's white.
I don't at all.
His kid's white.
His kid is not white at all.
He looks white.
Who do you think his kid is?
The guy on Battlestar.
Yeah,
Hot Dog.
Yep, Hot Dog. The second suggested search result for Edward James Olmos, other than just his name, is died in death. He didn't die, did he?
No.
That's just like some stupid Twitter rumor. Scars. There's just fucking acne scars, right?
Scars is the first suggested thing.
Yeah, that's terrible. Okay, Edward James Olmos.
IMDb's not going to say his race.
Let's do Wikipedia.
He's fucking white. Look at him. No. That's a white man. He could pass as a white guy. Easy.
But anyway, he's Lieutenant Martin Castillo in Miami Vice.
All right. Anyway, I was going to say the Mexicans have Danny Trejo, the whites have Edward James Olmos, and the blacks have Seal. Who do the Asians have for, like, fucked up faces? Or, like, the Indians. Like, does every race have some famous fucked up dude?
Mm-hmm. His father was a Mexican immigrant, and his mother, Mexican-American, not white.
Mexicans are as white as it comes for...
Wow, no, I would not say so.
Yeah.
At all.
As far as passing for white, it's probably the race that gets away with it the most.
Okay.
Sammy was asking me, like, what did she put on the... I had to fill out the census for our house when she was living here.
Yeah, and I'm like, what gets you the most benefits?
Yeah, I'm like, are you Mexican or...
Yeah, not white.
I like how every Latin and like Central and South American country, if you come to America, you're Mexican.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Anywhere south of Texas, you're Mexican. Hey, anywhere in Europe, if you immigrated here, you're not even European. You're just American.
You're just a white guy.
You just end up being American. You're just
some white asshole.
Some mutt.
Anyway, that was just a weird thought I had.
So he's not even the ugliest Mexican actor.
No, Danny Trejo is.
Danny Trejo is.
I'm gonna say Edward James almost is white. Just for.
Oh God. So your other thought that you had.
Well, that's the thing about the census.
Okay.
There's no Hispanic race. Race is Hispanic people are white with Hispanic ethnicity. There's race. There's a race section and an ethnicity section.
What's the difference?
I don't know, but I don't think Mexicans are race. It's like it's kind of like for white, they don't differentiate where you came from.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Hispanics get to be white with Hispanic ethnicity. White is their race. Ethnicity is their Mexican.
That makes zero sense.
Okay, I know. It was on the census.
You're a lot more drunk than I am. Because
I'm not. This is my third beer.
Dan, you're fucking hammered right now.
Look up the census, dude.
I don't care.
I'm just telling you.
I don't care.
Edward James almost is white.
No, he's not.
He's my representative of the ugly pock-faced people.
I know there's an ugly pock-faced white dude. I just can't think of it.
Is he a ginger? Because that's a different race, right?
Ginger is... No, I don't know.
Anyway.
But Seal's got to be the worst of all, like, the big
And he's got the hottest wife.
Yeah, the ugly to hot wife ratio. Mm-hmm. He's got to be at the king of that, right?
Yeah.
Distracting text.
Very distracting text.
Oh. Okay.
It's not very happy.
Oh.
Jesse, I guess he killed his first patient today.
Ooh.
It's awful. Anyways, the other thing I wanted to talk about is the Blu-ray player with surround sound. We just set that up today. Oh, and I not only did I buy that Ski movie, I bought the Matrix Ultimate Collection, which is all 3 movies, the Animatrix, and 2 bonus DVDs. Fucking awesome.
It looks really good.
Like, I was completely off the physical media bandwagon. I'm like, fuck Blu-rays. Like, that's just like a nice DVD. But when you have the best TV and a great sound system, Blu-ray blows streaming out of the water.
Absolutely.
And we were talking about even getting a Netflix disc subscription just to get Blu-rays.
Yeah, there's some selection for Comcast On Demand. Not a ton. And like even on Netflix streaming, like you have to really look through it and dig for the things that say HD and 5.1 surround. Like, I wish there was a filter just for those qualifications, you know?
Yeah. Oh, and I think with the Jesse thing, Jesse's first patient died. I shouldn't say it. Jesse killed his first patient.
Well, that's what he feels like. I'm
Yeah.
sure that's what he said, but...
It's like, yeah. I don't want to be like telling people Jesse killed someone.
Well, that's what I'm going to tell him. Jesse, you fat piece of shit, you killed your first patient? Were you drunk on the job, you asshole?
He's like, yes.
Probably.
No, but when you're working in those trauma surgery centers, like he said he had some patient, like, they had like some like tracheotomy or something, and somehow the jugular got severed and like blood was spraying everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
And like he said under these circumstances, 80% of people die, but they saved them. So it's like, it's gonna fucking happen if you get that more than once.
Yeah, he told me a couple crazy stories about
smelly vaginas.
Well, that's separate from the trauma center. He didn't tell me any smelly vagina doctor stories. He just told me trauma center stories about people getting run over by forklifts. And
how do you feel about watching like some trauma shows on Blu-ray?
No, fuck no. Not in a million goddamn years. Not.
You couldn't even watch Nip Tuck.
Nope, Nip Tuck was couldn't do it.
Too graphic.
I hate that shit. Not interested in seeing guts and surgery and people getting cut open. Oh, that's so painful to watch. Like, it's just taking a scalpel and cutting someone open like that.
Yeah.
Ooh. Oh, just thinking about it makes me cringe with pain.
Yeah.
Like, that's worse than nails on chalkboard. It's just like, oh, fuck, that looks... Why? Ooh, don't like it.
Yeah.
Media overload, still?
Yeah.
I bought a Kindle. The super small Kindle.
Cheapo.
The cheapo Kindle for $80. The one with special offers and all that. And then I found a way to turn off the special offers, so you don't have to watch the special offers. And I'll be putting out a video review, I don't know, maybe in a week or two. I want to read some more into the book and just, really get more into one book than halfway through before I judge it and put a video thing out there. But I love the thing. Like, I read so much more with this little thing. It's just so convenient. It's easy to carry around with me anywhere I go. It's super easy to read. And I don't know what else to say about it. It's fucking great.
Yeah,
it's $80.
That's
fucking cheap.
And like on our trip to Vegas, Crystal brought Atlas Shrugged, which is humongous. It's like 800 pages.
Yeah,
she's like lugging this thing around.
Yeah, that thing's like 10 times the weight
you
of
need
my
a fucking Kindle.
Yeah, but I've been reading the Steve Jobs biography.
Just like everyone else in America. It officially became the #1 Amazon book of the year. Most sold.
Really?
Yeah.
I was just looking at that list. I didn't think it was even in the top 10.
So, someone said that.
Maybe whatever list I was looking at wasn't for the year. It was for the last couple weeks or something. But, wow.
Yeah. I did a review for the site.
Oh, yeah. You haven't posted it yet. When are you going to edit that? I want to see the video of you fucking up.
I'll probably do that. I've been putting off... So, tomorrow I need to edit and voice over Zelda. I need to edit the Xbox Live iPhone app video. I need to edit that review. And I need to... mail all the beer koozies for people who like contributed to the wiki who are from places other than America. So if you're one of those people and you listen and you're from another country, it's on the way.
They take a while to get there.
Well, and I haven't sent them yet.
Well, they also take a while to get there.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
American mail, it'll get there within a week with just a stamp on it.
Yeah.
But when you go through customs and shit, it takes a long time to get there.
And it's a huge pain in the ass. Like, an American one, I just write the person's address, put a stamp, and walk down the driveway and throw it in the mailbox. With these, I have to, like, figure out on Google how your crazy country does addresses to make sure it's, like, properly addressed, and then write that on a customs form, and then drive to the post office and stand in line for half an hour while the incompetent post office people do their thing. I don't know. And it's not about like the fact that postage is more. That doesn't bother me. It's the fact that I have to write a customs form.
By hand.
I'll get those done sometime this week. Maybe not tomorrow.
But someday.
So it's coming.
So, what's this hair trimmer that you bought that
you're review? It's like a do-it-yourself hair cutter. And I was doing it.
It's the suck back.
No, it's just a clipper with an adjustable length thingy.
Right.
And I misadjusted the length mid-haircut. So I'm like a super short haircut. It's good. I'd recommend it. It's a good product. I just was stupid, and it was the first time I was using it. It's like one of those things you'll never make that mistake again.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's just funny, like, I really want to see the video where you fucked up mid-haircut.
Like what my face looks like?
Yeah, like, oh, fuck, that was way too short. And, yeah, because that's a priceless reaction.
Yeah. I'm going to do a review of the Apple TV that I bought today.
Okay.
That probably won't happen for a month. until I get that review done. Because I want to use it I want to use it for a while. As like a Netflix player and stuff. Maybe I'll try renting a movie, just one, to see what it's like. I think I've got like $40 on my Apple account from gift cards and stuff. Games. Should we get into that?
Sure.
Should we talk about Skyrim? I don't think I bought any. Did I talk about Tiny Wings last time?
Yeah.
I bought Scribble Knots for the iOS.
Oh, how was that?
I played it for 10 minutes and I don't really feel like playing it anymore.
Okay.
It was fucking pissing me off. I don't know. I just wasn't in the mood, I guess. Because, like, there's the tutorial mission, and then you do this mission where it's like you're in a school classroom that's empty, and it's like, think of 10 things for the school kids. And, like, after 5, I'm like, fuck, I don't know any. Like, I did pencil, paper, student, desk, homework, chalkboard. And then I'm like, I don't know what else.
Apple.
And then I'm just like...
Teacher.
Then I'm just
Jesus.
like... I'm like...
Books.
Well, then I started doing, like, zombie. And, like, the zombie ate the teacher, and it's
did
like,
that count?
You failed.
Oh, you failed.
God damn it. Yeah, it'll do whatever you say, which is cool. Maybe I'll give it another try. But, nah. Real games, though.
iOS games aren't real games.
Skyrim. You played it, finally.
Yeah, I did. I put... when was it? Last Friday. So...
I pretty much gave a rave review.
Your fucking asshole of an ass needed a ride to the airport at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Dude, I'm sorry.
And I came home, and it was like 6:15, maybe, when I got home. And didn't go to sleep. Didn't go back to sleep. And just played Skyrim until, like, I don't know, 1 or 2 in the morning. It was one.
Were you live streaming it?
No, not a second of it. I just was sitting there typing shit up into the wiki, playing it, listening to music, just fucking playing.
That wiki, like, that game's so expansive. Like, I stopped working on the wiki to play Zelda. And, like, I'm like, I left so much shit unfinished, and, like, God, you can just... It's insane.
There is so much shit in that game. It's unbelievable. It's a goddamn good game.
Yeah.
You know, it's not about the combat, which is kind of disappointing. Because I'm just coming up... Because I'll get into this in a minute, but I finished Dark Souls as well. Melee combat really sucks in that game. I didn't enjoy it at all. Magic shit seems like it could be fun. Bow and arrow shit's pretty fun, actually. Just like sneaking up on people and like sniping deer as they run away.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. But the story is just incredible, and like all the dialogue and all the side quests. Like you're just okay, it says go from point A to point B, and then when you get to point B, you have to do this thing. Between point A and point B, there is, C through ZZ of more objectives that you have to do. And just like tons and tons of shit. You're like, and at point, F in that C to ZZ, you're filled with encumbrance, and you can't hold more items. And then you have to go back to point A.
Go back and sell this stuff.
Sell all your shit because you're too obsessive to drop anything. Oh, but this broom sells for 3 gold. Oh, fuck me. I better hold on to it. And it's just... Yeah,
you learn to drop the heavier things quickly.
You learn the weight to value ratio is pretty important pretty quickly.
Like, when you're looting bodies, unless the person's weapon is sick, you're not going to take it. It's just too heavy for the value.
Same thing with armor. Potions have a very good value to weight ratio.
Gemstones,
crystals
and stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
and then you start to pickpocket people, and like early on, pickpocketing one ring off of a person, even if it's a cheap ring, like a silver ring, levels you up a whole fucking level of pickpocket. Like, oh fuck, that was awesome. and then you start, and then it takes a while to be able to sell stolen shit. And then after you can sell stolen shit, it's like, oh fuck, selling stuff levels up speech. And then like, oh, you can catch butterflies and make potions out of butterflies. I'm gonna go butterfly fetching for a while. And then you kill the deer when you're butterfly hunting, and you take their hides and turn them into leather pelts, and you turn those leather pelts into leather armor, which levels up your smithing. And then you sell the things you just smithed to also level up your speech, and like, just there's so much shit.
It's awesome.
And that's not even the fucking combat stuff that I've been talking about leveling up. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's completely ridiculous. Like, yeah, I want to go play it.
Yeah, it's good.
Fuck watching awesome movies and surround sound. I want to go play Skyrim. Fuck this podcast. I want to go play Skyrim.
Yeah.
Can I just go play Skyrim?
No,
I gotta finish this. All right. I don't know what I'm gonna do for Skyrim. What should I do for Skyrim? I've been filling out a bunch of wiki pages.
I think it'd be cool if we did that Let's Play.
Okay.
Where just you and I like decide stuff on the fly, like what to be.
What about just like basic gameplay videos? You know, where I just let the dialogue play out. Should I just record a whole bunch of shit?
Well,
and post
like
it?
The guide pages on the wiki that are getting tons of hits. Make videos of those missions.
Okay. I can do that.
Or maybe just do main quest missions.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I've done almost no main quest missions, so it's not like I've skipped some that I can't go back and do. Okay, yeah, I'll do that. I'll start hitting all the main quest missions up and making videos of those. And then I'll go back to the Thieves Guild, and then the Companions Guild. The Companions is such like the lamest fucking name I've ever heard.
Yeah. The Pals.
They're pals. Team Discovery Channel.
Yeah.
But they're fun. I don't know, the whole game is just ridiculous. Oh,
not as ridiculous as
I'm
Dark
a werewolf
Souls.
now because of the companion quests. I can turn into a werewolf whenever I want.
But it's not as ridiculous as Dark Souls.
Dark Souls.
So we've been voicing that over. And every time I watch a clip of it, I'm like, wow, this is the craziest game I've ever seen.
I finished Dark Souls. I finished recording it.
And I owe you $5.
Yeah, you do. And
won the bet.
The second half of the game ended up not being as difficult as the first half. The learning curve is very steep at the beginning. But the second half is also, I mean, it's still a hell of a lot of fun. Not to say that the second half is easy, but the frustration of learning, 500 new techniques all at once, that drops. It's, in the second half, it's more about you know how the game works, you know the mechanics, it's applying those techniques.
Yeah.
The first half is learning the timing and, oh fuck, I should use a health potion right now, even though I'm going to be wasting half of the health potion because I'm not using it to the maximum efficiency, because the health potion is going to fill up half of my meter, but I'm at 3/4, but I should fill it up anyway because the section up here is fucking hard. Like crazy intricacies like that. Yeah. The game's fucking fun, though. Like, the best melee, like, sword and shield combat of any game I've ever played. Like, better than God of War. I haven't played the newest Zelda. 10 times better than Skyrim. We were talking about this in one of the voiceovers last night, but what were the other examples we thought of? I mean, it's the best.
Much
it's the best combat of any game, because like Call of Duty,
It's not combat.
No, it is combat. It's modern combat or modern warfare.
Modern combat is the iOS ripoff.
Oh, yeah. It's on the top of the store just every fucking week. Yeah, like, that's not super creative. Not that, I guess, Dark Souls isn't that creative. But, like...
I don't know, I think a wheel that attacks you is pretty creative.
A wheel that attacks you that's got a skeleton in the middle of it while some invading asshole is stabbing me in the back. Yeah, that's pretty nuts. Pretty fucking nuts. Yeah, love Dark Souls. I'm disappointed that I'm not going to play a New Game Plus. I did maybe a couple hours of a New Game Plus.
Mm-hmm.
But then I started playing Skyrim and I can't go back.
Yeah.
And then I also have Dota 2, which I played a few minutes of. I need to get into that more.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough. I'm trying to remember what it was like switching between Sodas and League of Legends.
Yeah.
And there's that crazy learning curve where there's 80 characters and new hotkeys and new way of just and like tons of new items.
How does the mouse movement work? Because I remember that was the biggest thing going from Sodas to League. Is you couldn't do that like mouse drag.
That's in.
You can do it in Dota,
and I'm relearning that now. Mm-hmm. So that's just one of those things. Like, I'm still learning how to move the screen around quickly.
Because in Sodas and Dota, you can grab the screen and pull it. Whereas League, you have to push against the side of it.
Well, it's in StarCraft 2 for those who play that. Like, you click the middle mouse button in, and that kind of grabs it, and then you drag it.
Yeah.
But in StarCraft as well, you can move the mouse to the top or the bottom.
To the edge of the screen.
Yeah, and that pushes
slide.
it.
Yeah.
Right, and that was the only way to move the screen. Oh, no. That was in League of Legends. You could
but it
also...
was inverted.
It was inverted, and it was impossible for my brain to comprehend. I just couldn't understand it. But the right way of doing it is in Dota. So I'm relearning that, but then there's like tons of items, and I'm relearning the pace of the game, and I'm learning new characters, and I've only been playing bots. There's 5 achievements in Dota 2. Mm-hmm. It's like playing 5 matches, 10 matches, 20 matches, 50 matches, and 100 matches. It's just super stupid achievements. They have an observer mode built in, which League of Legends doesn't have, where you can just view really good people playing.
That's awesome. Is there like a limit of how many people can view a game?
Yeah.
Do you have to like know the person?
No, there's just a list of the top viewed things. Mm-hmm. And I think like one of the matches that had like over 100 people watching, it said some error, and then I just chose the next one down from that when it was like 70 instead of 100, and I had no problems joining and just watching. And they have like a bot mode, so that's what I've been doing, and I suck against bots in that game, so I don't know. And there's a lot of placeholder text where it says, "Oh, this feature's coming soon," or "That's coming soon," and
it's that's the kind of game where.
But this is a beta. This is absolutely a beta compared to the Call of Duty or the Halo beta or the Gears beta. Those aren't betas; those are demos. Mm-hmm. This is a beta.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely a beta. Or the Old Republic beta that's out right now, when the full game comes out in 3 weeks. Yeah. That's bullshit. That's the fucking full release.
Mm-hmm. It's like if you know the date your game's coming out, mm-hmm. and it's the beta's within 3 months of that date.
6 months. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. I also got into the Tribes beta.
And you liked it?
Yeah. I haven't played any of the other Tribes. It's it's like an old school, super fast paced, sci-fi first person shooter on the PC. Apparently it's going to end up being a free to play game.
Uh-huh.
It already has a bunch of League of Legends style microtransactions built
like
into
skins and stuff? Or like
no, more like
XP boosts?
More like XP boosts, where all the stuff you can earn on your own, but if you want to do it 5 times faster for a day, then you pay $5.
Yeah.
And there's a whole bunch of classes to unlock and like new things to unlock within the class by playing that class long enough. But like that's ancillary. It's such a cool. It's like Tiny Wings for those who haven't played a Tribes game before. But like so, Tiny Wings is like it's a very simple iPod game or iPhone game, right? Where you go up into the air. You're playing a little bird that's hitting these half pipes.
Mm-hmm.
And then you hit the screen and you kind of like nosedive and you try to time your nosedives so you hit the downslope of the ramp at the exact right spot.
And you let
go of it as you're going up. And then you use that momentum to go faster and faster and faster. And it's the same thing in Tribes. You have a jetpack to go flying up, and then you can ski when you're going down the hills, and you can do that to get going crazy fast. And it's nuts. And like the default gun for the default class, it's like this kind of slow gun. It's not like a bullet gun, I guess you would call it.
Not a bullet gun.
Well, when you see, it's like a Tron disc.
Oh.
It's kind of slow, and you really have to lead your shots at these people that are flying around the map. So it's just insane.
Yeah.
And this is also very much a beta. Like, the maps have almost no detail in them at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like rolling hills, like Austria in World War II with the Von Trapps running around singing. We'll give a beer koozie to the first person who gets that reference.
You lost me at Von Trapps.
Well, that's the key word that whoever Googles it first is going to figure it out. Anyway, yeah, it's fun. I'll be playing that a little bit more, and then making a gameplay video of that too.
Cool.
Dark Souls. I also finished Assassin's Creed Revelations since the last podcast.
You're not as stoked on it as you were at first.
No, super disappointed overall in that game. They took out one of my favorite things in the game, which was the Subject 16. Was that it?
Yeah.
Subject 16
those
puzzles.
Those blew my fucking mind in Assassin's Creed 2.
Yeah.
I'm like, these are so awesome.
There's none of them.
Yeah.
Absolutely none of them. And they I don't know. It's just not near. Those puzzles were the best part in retrospect.
Mm-hmm.
Other than multiplayer.
I don't know about the best part, but they certainly were an awesome part. Like, Assassin's Creed's pretty fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Without that. But, no, those definitely added a lot.
Oh, yeah. They were an awesome part. And they took it out. And then, without those to kind of break it up, it just got to be super repetitive. And those tower defense things are fucking stupid. Don't like them at all.
Yeah.
There's...
Do you still do that?
I did 100% for the whole game, and almost no challenge whatsoever. That's also a big problem that I had with it. Like, maybe you sucked at Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, but there was almost no challenge at all to getting 100% sync in Revelations. For the missions.
I didn't think Assassin's Creed Brotherhood was hard.
Oh, really?
There was like a handful that I struggled with.
Okay. Oh, there's no Leonardo missions either. Like, there's no crazy...
Oh, like those War Machine missions?
Yeah, nothing like that.
Those were sweet.
Those were sweet.
I think, so Brotherhood was the best of the bunch.
Yeah, I'd say so.
But hopefully they put out 4 and have it be like a full sequel.
Mm-hmm.
Or is it 3?
I guess technically it's 3, because this
would have been 4.
Yeah.
This is the 4th one.
Yeah, and it didn't do a lot for the story either. It didn't really advance the story much.
That's the kind of shit we're talking about with Homeland. Just like, let the story fucking do something.
Yeah.
And then write something else crazy after that happens.
Like, this absolutely felt like a stopgap. Like, they wanted to put something out this year, but for whatever reason, they decided to not have the story be interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, so there's two stories in Assassin's Creed, right? There's the Desmond, there's the our time, year 2000 stuff, and then there's the year
2000,
and then there's the year 1400 stuff.
Ezio.
And that's
Ezio Auditore.
And neither of those stories really advanced significantly. So it's like, can
we do a little spoiler? Why the fuck did he stab Sarah Marshall?
Don't want to do spoilers.
You don't want to?
Uh-uh.
You don't want to spoil it for
I'll
me?
explain it to you why I don't want to later. But no, I can't spoil it.
You can't spoil it.
I had some crazy glitches. And I got stuck in the game.
Okay.
And
you skipped all the cutscenes.
No, I had the cutscenes skipped for me.
So you skipped them all.
Yeah.
Because you hate cutscenes.
No, but I watched all the cutscenes. That's the thing. I watched all the cutscenes up through Chapter 6. And then I couldn't watch any of the cutscenes after that. Even though I played the rest of the game. Anyway. Yeah. On any more games that you've played? You played Zelda.
Do we not talk about... I know I've talked about it. I don't know where I've talked about it. Because we do so many different voiceovers.
I don't know.
So we haven't talked about it on a podcast?
I don't know.
Well, let's talk about it.
Zelda.
So, Zelda.
Skyward
Sword. It's growing on me in a the controls are growing on me. When I was first playing, so we do all our work at a desk.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting in a desk chair at a desk, and you really gotta waggle for this game. Like it's not. Well, you're not even waggling anymore. You're swiping.
Mm-hmm. You're doing semi-precise movements.
Yeah. So I had some problems at the beginning with it understanding. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know if it's because I was too close to the TV or I wasn't making like big enough sweeping movements. But it's gotten better the more I've played. The only movement that I've been struggling with lately, so there's like, you can do diagonal, straight up and down and side to side, and it pretty much registers those.
No.
But when I stab towards the screen, it fucking doesn't know what I'm doing.
Oh.
And I don't know if that's because the TV's at an angle or I have a weird setup. I'm not like standing in my living room,
right?
Or whatever.
You're at a desk on a small TV.
And sometimes I'll swipe real hard, and the cord connecting the nunchuck and the Wiimote will get hooked on my armrest, and I'll just yank it out, and I'm like, fuck. And then sometimes I'll roll back to get better movement space, and I'll yank my headset off my face, and it just pisses me off.
Yeah,
I'm like, this is not a good way to play this game.
Yeah. So you mentioned the different kinds of swings you can do with the sword.
Yeah.
Now that's a big part of the combat in the game.
Yeah,
right?
it's the only depth to the combat, pretty much. So, an enemy will have something they can block with, a sword or something. Mm-hmm. And if they can either hold it vertically or horizontally or diagonally, and you kind of got to do the opposite of what they're doing.
Okay. So okay.
But basically, there's it's up and down, side to side, diagonal, and stab.
Those are the 4 moves.
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
And so that's kind of fun. I mean, I don't know. I think I'm being extra crotchety against it because
You're making a guide.
And I'm sitting, I think my setup kind of impedes my enjoyment of the cool motion control stuff. Mm-hmm. The 1-to-1 sword play. Mm-hmm. I guess. It's long. I haven't even beat it yet. And it's been a while since it came out.
But you've been doing kind of like concurrent playthroughs.
Yeah.
Like you've played through the first half, maybe?
Yeah.
Twice?
3 times.
Through 3 times?
Yeah.
So it's not like you haven't been putting time into it.
No. It's that it's long and I do
that you're making a guide for it, and that sucks.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Dark Souls, probably close to 90 hours for playing through the game twice.
Yeah, I'm probably at 45 hours.
Wow.
Of, if you can combine all 3 playthroughs.
Yeah. That's a lot.
Yeah.
It's more than I was expecting.
Because my first time through, I don't know, I get the fucking Zelda, like, mind block.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, fuck.
That's right. I had to solve one of the first puzzles of the game for you because you're too fucking stupid to figure
No, I
out.
wasn't too stupid. I was too smart to figure it out.
I think that's the exact opposite of what you said.
Here's what the hint was. So there's these eyes looking at you. And it says the eye will look at pointy things.
Mm-hmm.
So it's looking at my sword. So I swing my sword around, and it just watches me swing my sword around like a jackass. Mm-hmm. And then I do a spin move, and then I do a front flip move. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to do to this damn eye? Mm-hmm. And I try to lunge at it, and I try to charge my sword and shoot the charge at it, and it just shuts. And I'm like, it looks at pointy things. So I'm like looking around the room for pointy things. So like, get my sword, and I try to guide it to this, like, pointy thing in the room so that it will stop looking at my sword and keep its eye on that thing. And while it's looking at that thing, I can go, like, fucking trick it. Like, stab it in the ass or something. Mm-hmm. And you just had to do, like, 3 circles.
Yeah, so you were, like, cursing at this stupid puzzle for a good hour.
Not an hour.
2 hours?
Probably 20 minutes.
3 hours? No, I'm just giving you a hard time, but...
10 to 20 minutes.
And then I picked the controller up. You're like, no. I asked to play it.
I'm like, you try it. No, I was like, you try it. You got fresh eyes. Mm-hmm. There's something I don't fucking see.
Mm-hmm. And then I solved it right away.
Yeah.
Right fucking
You're like, have you never played a Zelda game before?
There's a fucking eye.
Fuck you.
You run around in circles and they fucking spin and explode.
I don't remember that.
That just cracks me up.
Oh, it's infuriated the shit out of me.
Really cracked me the fuck up.
But, like, since I've gotten into the groove,
mm-hmm.
the puzzles have been coming a lot faster.
Okay.
It was just like coming off a 5-year hiatus, you know, and playing it again.
Fuck, really? 5 years?
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's been 5 years since I played Twilight Princess. So it's like not even, like, I don't even remember it, really.
Since we started this ridiculous site?
Yeah, it was my first guide. My first full guide.
Yeah.
And,
is this your last guide? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Bowing out, man.
Oh, no. Well, I guess Carl can
I'll keep doing drink-alongs. How about that?
Carl can do all the guides for Kinect games.
We'll just tape... Oh, you don't have to tape a Wiimote to him.
Yep.
We could have him do Zelda, just tape the Wiimote to his tail, and then get him excited.
The Wiimote?
Yeah. It's a boot time, we get a Wiimote. It's a good Zelda game. It's long, good puzzles.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. The whole, like...
Yeah, almost no puzzles in
crafting, upgrading system is pretty minimal.
Oh, really?
Like, this game is very similar to the last one. Your sword degrades... Not your sword. Your shield degrades, which I think is completely... Stupid.
Waste of time.
It's a waste of time, yeah. There's no
happens
reason...
in Dark Souls,
yeah, there's no reason... Like, I don't know, I guess...
Are there enemies that make it degrade instantly?
Well,
that was the frustrating part about that in Dark Souls.
I would be okay with that. Like, if there was no degrading of shields, but if you brought a wood shield into Fireland, and someone fucking hit you with a fireball, and you blocked it, and it, like...
I'm pretty sure that was in Ocarina of Time on the
that's
64.
what I'm saying. Like, I would be okay with that.
Yeah.
You're an idiot. Don't use a wood shield in Fireland. Or whatever. But the degrading seems irrelevant. But But yeah, I think I'm a little bit past halfway so far. But I just want to, like, I've been, like, making sure that I collect all the main things. All the important stuff on my recording run.
Heart pieces and...
Yeah, and goddess cubes.
Whatever that means.
They're these cubes that you find, and then you, like, hit them with a special blast, and they shoot up into the sky, and they open up a treasure chest in the sky. So basically, the open world part is the sky. You fly around instead of having Epona.
Oh, or the wolf?
No, you had Epona in Twilight Princess.
Oh, really?
You just became a wolf sometimes.
Oh, okay. A big bad wolf.
The big bad wolf.
I'm pretty sure that was on the last podcast.
The intro music?
Yeah.
Watch that video. We should include the video in the description. Maybe you did.
I think I did. I'm not sure.
I've got it right here. Because I wanted to see what we talked about. And you said Modern Warfare 3, Skyrim, Saints Row 3, Assassin's Creed Revelations, and Halloween. That's what we talked about last time. So maybe we didn't talk about Zelda. Or else you just forgot to write it.
No, I'm usually pretty good about writing down...
The video of the week was teens using vodka soap tampons to get drunk.
Yeah.
All right. Donations? I don't think I had any donations.
Never mind.
But you put an Amazon item of the month?
Yeah. Okay, so for the Amazon affiliate thing, where if you go to any page on our site, go to the bottom and click Shop Amazon, and you buy something, we get a commission for guiding you to the sale.
Right.
And we get to see every item that's purchased.
We don't know who purchased it.
So I thought, like, I was looking at the month of November, and I thought I would just mention the craziest item I saw someone buy. And I think I decided it was Magic Texting Glove with conductive yarn fingertips for iPhone, iPad, and all touchscreen devices.
I heard about people in Japan who would buy, like, little Smokies or, like, tiny little sausages and use those to, like, drag as fingers.
Oh, that's fucking
because it's
weird.
so cold that they would have to wear gloves and their fingers wouldn't you know, work with whatever technology does to iPhones and stuff like that, or, you know, not just iPhones, but any touchscreen things that they use, like sausages, and, like, drag those across the screens
as, like, a stylus.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sausage stylus.
That's the name of the episode.
Oh, done.
Sausage stylus. So I thought that was the most interesting thing someone bought, because it's completely not game related. Conductive yarn, so you can you don't have to use your sausage stylus.
Well, they're gloves with the yarn on there. That's what it says.
So I looked at the item, and what it looks like is gloves, and the tip of the thumb and pointer fingers are made of a different material as the rest of the glove.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. So
whoever bought those, you bought the item of the month. There's no prize for buying the item of the month.
No. Give him a beer koozie. I want to see a picture of you using those things, and then I'll be impressed. You know, get a fucking beer koozie to keep your hands warm, too. Feedback from the last episode.
Yeah.
The first one is from our biggest fan, Oak Fan 21. Says, Denver will lose 6 of their last 7 games. The only 2 teams that the Broncos have a chance of winning are Minnesota and Kansas City. And he goes on to explain in detail why the Broncos are going to lose against the New York Jets, San Diego, Minnesota, and Chicago.
Well, he said they could lose to Minnesota.
That they could beat Minnesota. But they beat the New York Jets and San Diego. And they will most likely beat Chicago. Because Jay Cutler's hurt.
Yep.
Forte's hurt. And Tim Tebow is Jesus. He is Jesus, right? This is the second.
Jesus.
This is the second coming of Jesus. This is the rebirth. It's a virgin birth. He doesn't know his dad. His dad wasn't in the picture. He was almost aborted.
The miracles he's performed are on par with Jesus'.
Oh yeah, someone who absolutely does not deserve anything that's happening to him, who has no skills whatsoever, who's just absolutely terrible. He's an all-around bad person.
He's a good guy.
No, he's a nice guy. That doesn't mean he's a good quarterback. I can throw better than him sometimes.
No, you cannot.
Some of the throws, I can hit a screen, at the line of scrimmage better than he can. Like he'll make some good throws, but I've seen throws that I know I can do better than. And he's a fucking pro. Yeah. He won the Heisman, almost 2 Heismans.
Oh, and then his little comment about Denver at Buffalo, like Fred Jackson.
Oh yeah, Fred Jackson's also hurt. Yeah, the Broncos can easily beat Buffalo.
New Orleans, New England
at Denver.
New England, I meant. Yeah.
Patriots traditionally have had a very hard time in Denver. Like they've lost a lot of games in Denver.
Their only strength is their offense, and our only strength is Jesus and our defense. Von Miller.
So Tebow's against Minnesota, which is one of the worst secondaries in the league. Mm-hmm. Tebow actually looked decent. Mm-hmm. He had 200 yards passing. He went, I think, 10 for 15, and had a couple really good long throws. New England's secondary is shit.
It's the worst in the league.
Is it the worst?
I'm pretty sure it's like 1 or 2.
So Tebow actually has a chance to throw the ball against them.
Yeah.
Denver's secondary is pretty good. Hopefully Von Miller is going to be back this week against Chicago. And I think the Broncos actually have a chance of beating New England. Mm-hmm. They have a chance to win out for the season.
Yeah.
Is there any chance of them getting a bye week? Like, they started the season off, was it 1-4? Mm-hmm. And now they're potentially going to...
They have a pretty easy schedule.
They have a very easy schedule.
The only threat of New England is Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Because their defense blows.
Yeah. And fucking Kansas City at Denver. Oh, and Chicago at Denver. Oh, I wish both those teams' quarterbacks were healthy.
Yeah. And then Tebow and
Jay Cutler. God, I wish Jay Cutler was healthy for that game. Oh, that would be so much fun. The stadium would explode with boos. Absolutely explode. And Kyle Orton in Denver. Oh my God. Who would get more boos? I think Cutler.
I think Orton.
I think Cutler. Orton's more recent, but I think the Cutler scar is deeper.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
But McDaniel... It was between Cutler and McDaniels is a douche that we got rid of.
Yeah, that's true. I guess Orton was holding up the whole Tebow era, and that's the way a lot of people think about Orton.
He got Tebow booed every game he started.
Yeah, that's true. He was getting boos when he was the Broncos.
He got T-booed.
He got T-booed.
Oh, man.
It's another good name for the podcast.
T-booed. No. The T-boner. That's the name of the episode if we're going to have a Tebow-themed
title.
But fantasy football playoffs start this week.
God damn it, I hate fantasy so
You were last in the league.
Dead last.
With 1 win. I dropped from my number 1 seed to a number 3 seed because of my shitty team performance this week.
Yeah, I had such a bad season for fantasy. So unbelievably bad. I got so fucked out every week.
You got fucked on injuries.
I got fucked on injuries.
I get to play Chad.
Yeah.
From the podcast.
Who's in the motherland right now? Chad, if you're listening, we hope you're well, and we hope you're wearing a bomb or a bulletproof vest when you're walking around. And a yarmulke. Well, I'm sure just a yarmulke. They give you a yarmulke when you walk off the plane.
He's in Israel.
Yeah, he is in Jerusalem or I don't even know the names of the other cities there.
That's the only city I know.
He's at the Wailing Wall, putting little pieces of paper in it. And he might be on a podcast again soon.
Because he moved back.
Yeah,
to being our neighbor.
Yeah, he moved back to his parents' house, so we'll have to get him on when he gets back from his trip to the motherland.
Yeah,
his motherland.
I'm gonna be so happy to beat him in the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, say that, dude. Dude, he's in the Holy Land. He's in
got
his
God
Holy
on his side.
He's got Tebow on his... Wait, no, not Tebow on his side at all.
He doesn't believe in Tebow. Jews don't believe in Jesus.
Chad believed...
he's half.
Chad believed in Tebow before anybody else I know that's a Broncos fan.
It must have been the 50% of him that's not Jewish.
Yep, exactly. Hey, if your mother's vagina is Jewish, then you're Jewish. That's how it works.
He's Jewish.
Then he's Jewish. Oh, fucking Broncos. Let's talk football some more.
I can talk football all day.
Okay.
I went from not knowing shit and actually hating football
to knowing more about random players in the league than I do.
Because it's like a stock market. I fucking love it. It's like crazy. It's all over the place. There's hot stocks, there's cold stocks, and like trade for this, do that.
But how much do you know about teams?
I don't know, quiz me.
Oh no, I mean like okay, you know a lot about.
I know this year. Anything that happened previously in football?
No,
I don't know.
What I'm trying to say is that you know player stocks. Mm-hmm. How much you know about team stocks?
Plenty.
Like if you were going to bet on a team, how confident would you be? Like you know who you would trade for and who you should start.
Considering
and stuff like
I'm in the top 10 of our Pick'em league.
Oh yeah,
I think I know plenty about
teams. You're
teams.
doing better than fucking me on Pick'em too. God damn it, fuck you.
I think I'm in the top 5.
Really? Ugh, that kills me. I'm gonna pull it up right now.
Dude, you have been surpassed in football knowledge.
Not Broncos knowledge, goddammit. Oh, I'm 22?
What am I?
Fuck. We have a lot of goddamn beer koozies
My top
to give away.
5?
Anybody who beats me in Pick'em
Gets a beer koozie.
gets a beer koozie. And
Anyone
I'm
who beats
fucking
me gets a good
22nd
prize. How
overall
about that?
now. Explicit D, ooh, you're 5th overall.
It's because I picked I changed my vote from
So you've got 130 points. Top has 136, and I'm at 124.
If I hadn't switched my vote from Chargers to Jacksonville, where would I be? Because that was a last-minute pick change.
So would you have one extra
more point? Yeah.
Well, one more point would put you tied for 3rd.
Okay.
So 2 spots up.
Fuck, I shouldn't have done it. Oh, well. I wanted the Chargers to lose because they're in our division.
Our division?
Yeah.
Who's your number 1 team?
To root for?
Yeah.
The Broncos.
Not the Niners or the Vikings?
No, it's based on how long I've lived in these places.
Okay.
So it goes Broncos, Vikings, Niners. Because I lived in Colorado for 20 years, Minnesota for 4, and San Francisco for 1. Which I didn't have the ability of memory yet. Or the ability of walking.
Wait, you lived in...
Seeing.
You lived in San Francisco and Minnesota for how long?
5 years combined.
Oh, okay. So, I
guess.
Because, like, that's the thing. Like, I lived in D.C. for 2, Seattle for 4, and then Denver for the rest of it.
So that's the
20.
same as me.
But I have absolutely zero allegiance
to the Redskins.
To the Redskins, even though Mike Shanahan is fucking coaching the goddamn terrible-ass Redskins, and absolutely zero allegiance to the Seahawks, even though I was I'm still sort of a Mariners fan.
You were a big Mariners fan.
Oh, I was a huge Mariners fan when I was into baseball, and if they've had a fucking winning record for the last 10 years, I'd probably be a fan of them. But... I have no allegiance to those teams whatsoever.
No, I went to, when the Broncos won the Super Bowl, I went to the parade downtown.
Yeah, well, I had season tickets back then.
Yeah, I liked the Broncos.
Okay, all right.
I like them now. But my entire extended family is from Minnesota, so Vikings definitely number 2.
Both sides, your mom and your dad's family are all from Minnesota.
There.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like mine... Well, a lot of my family doesn't like pro football. Mm-hmm. They like college football. Mm. Like my grandma and a lot of her side of the family, from Nebraska, so they're a bunch of Cornsucker fans, and I hated the Cornhuskers going to CU.
Oh yeah,
and then a couple of my cousins went to the University of Florida and are big Tebow fans.
Oh God,
I fucking hate them. Like, oh, I hate. There's the dumbest people in my family, by far. Like, I've got a lot of smart family members, like lawyers, lots of lawyers, which is weird, and judges and crazy hippies and stuff, and they are the dumbest by far. Like, they're nurses' assistants and shit.
Yeah. Well, I love CU as my number one college team.
Yeah.
And then Stanford probably number 2 because I was born at Stanford Hospital.
I just give everybody a hard time that doesn't bleed the colors for a team. And I don't think you really bleed Broncos. You know?
I don't really bleed football.
Right. That's the kind of thing.
But there's not a team I like more than the Broncos.
Right. No, but that's my point. Like, there's so many people that we know in this kind of flyover neutral state that are fans of the best team. That are Packers fans.
I hate the best team.
That are Packers fans.
Fan
that are Yankees fans. That are...
I fucking hate the Yankees.
Red Wings fans.
See, I loved the Packers last year because they were a huge underdog. They were a wild card team that went to the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. That was awesome. Mm-hmm. I was so rooting for them. Mm-hmm. And then
that's the thing. I hated the Packers because the Broncos beat them in the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. Like, anything that's the thing. Like, I fucking... That's the only team I care about. It's the only team that I will watch without a doubt every week.
Yeah.
Like, even if they're 1-4 and they're putting in this retarded ass Heisman Trophy winning...
You don't like it when they lose. You give up a lot quicker.
I've watched every game for the last 15 years.
I'm just saying, you're pretty down on them.
Okay, here's the thing.
Before Tebow started winning.
When the Broncos are doing well, I'll watch a lot more other football. Mm-hmm. When the Broncos are playing like shit.
Competition is.
Right, just to just to get more into football. Yeah, exactly, to kind of know a little bit more about the whole thing. But I've watched every fucking Broncos game for a long, long time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as long as there's money on the line, I'm interested. Once you take that away, who cares?
Yeah. So, football. Go Broncos.
Mike Vick's going to
start this week. AFC West division leading team.
Yeah.
So they're leading the worst division of football, which I think before the season everybody thought the NFC West was going to be the worst division, but the Niners have turned out to be really good, actually.
And Arizona has won a surprising number of games.
They beat the Cowboys last week.
Seattle has won a surprising number of games. They were supposed to be the worst in the league.
I don't know. I don't know their record.
At the beginning of the season.
Everyone was picking St. Louis to win that division.
Yeah.
And they're one of the worst teams in the league. Well, the Colts are the worst team in the league.
Yeah.
By far.
And then recently the Dolphins have been on a winning streak.
Archie Manning came out with some quote today saying that he didn't think Peyton Manning and Andrew Luck wanted to play on the same team.
That's weird.
Well, all the ESPN analysts are way overanalyzing this stupid quote.
Yeah.
Basically saying that Peyton Manning doesn't want the Colts to use their number 1 pick on
a quarterback,
on his replacement, essentially. Uh-huh. Peyton Manning thinks that he's got a lot more years left in him. And
we'll give Luck to Jacksonville.
No, the fucking Broncos.
No, they'll trade him.
The Broncos?
Jacksonville would trade Luck for Tebow.
Well, the Colts are getting the first pick.
I'm just saying.
Okay,
Jacksonville wants Tebow.
History repeats itself. I know I've said this on the podcast before, right?
Went to the Colts.
The Baltimore Colts drafted John Elway from Stanford in 85 or something like that. And now the Indianapolis Colts are going to draft Andrew Luck and trade him to the Colts. It's just going to happen. I mean, yeah, to the Broncos, yeah. It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
Okay.
I've been saying that since...
Who are we trading him for?
Everything. Everything with Tim Tebow, the fucking guy who takes us to the AFC Championship
Everyone
game.
but Von Miller.
Oh, no, Von Miller, he's
got to stay.
Yeah.
He's the man.
He's such a hipster. I love him. He's gonna... They were saying that you know, the analysts who know a lot more about, like, you know, defensive player of the year.
Yeah.
Were saying that he could get defensive player of the year if it weren't for this injury that kept him out for potentially more than 1 week. He didn't play against Minnesota last week, where he could have easily got like 4 sacks and 3 interceptions.
Yeah.
But he could, like, and obviously defensive rookie of the year.
Yeah.
Like fucking player of the year. That's nuts.
All right, moving along.
No, let's keep talking about football. You want to talk about the rest of the Broncos schedule?
No.
They're playing the Bears this week.
We already did talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point. We did. More feedback. We could talk about... yeah, not interested in any of that. Like, I pull a lot of good feedback, and then I read none of it. But I say that every week. Same thing with questions.
I always like those positive stories.
Positive stories?
Like the one from Noob Sauce. G7.
Oh, about...
Yeah,
about... Curious about how you're losing weight. Well, yeah. When I'm drunk, I don't want to talk about that.
But talk about his story, not yours.
Okay. Noob Sauce G7 left feedback. For the last podcast, he said, I'm curious about how you're losing weight because the pictures you put on Twitter from the videos in the past, you're in much better shape. I'm curious because 2 years ago, on my 16th birthday, I was at the peak of my weight at 230 at 5 foot 10 inches. That's pretty big. I lost 40 pounds from marching band and actually moving my fat ass, plus trying to do some push-ups and weight training. Then in February, I started to run and slowly built up my mileage, starting with 1 mile and adding to that until I was running 8 miles a day.
It's fucking awesome.
That is a lot of goddamn running.
Yeah, it's impressive.
I hate running. I kept this up, and by June 1st, I was 140 pounds, so he lost 90 pounds.
That's awesome.
And an incredible runner. By band camp in August, did he stick a flute in his pussy? No one recognized me and was amazed by all the weight I lost. Then January, I decided with my dad that we should run a marathon, since he had run 5 marathons, so we trained for that and was able to complete the Jersey Marathon in May, earlier this year. I just want to thank you guys a lot, since I listened to your podcast whenever I worked out, doing weights. Keep up the great work.
Getting his swell on, he'd listen to us.
Yeah, it's a good story.
GTL, Gym Tan Laundry.
Yeah, dude, that's what he was doing off
He's
Jersey
from New
Shore.
Jersey.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like being a gamer, it's very easy to just
let go.
To just let it go and say, fuck it.
It's so much easier to not work out.
Oh, it's so easy.
It's so much more enjoyable. But then you start, like, the workout sucks, but you fucking feel good after.
But here's the problem that I always have, that I've had for years. For a decade now. Fuck, I'm 26. I've been having this problem since the first time I saw a gym when I was in high school, you know? Is that I'll do it strong for a month. Mm-hmm. Like, 5 times a week, and then I give up for like 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm. And you can't get back into it.
And then it's harder to get back into it, and then I get back into it like really strong for a while. and then I just completely say, "Oh, well, I'm going on vacation," or
like me,
or Thanksgiving came up, and like the 5 days before and after Thanksgiving, it's like, family's in town, I'm doing this,
and then it's Christmas, and then it's New Year's.
Yeah, and then it's 4th of July, and I'm like, oh, fuck, my bikini zone's all bloody.
Like, I tried to do that. I read the 4-Hour Body book.
And it motivates you.
And then I changed my diet. I was working out. It was good. Mm-hmm. And then it falls apart.
Mm-hmm. That's the thing. I think maybe I get burned out. But at the same time, why not just run with the momentum that you have? Like, if you can do it for 5 times a week, and then just give up. Well, not that you plan on giving up, but why not? I don't know. Like, I don't have a good solution for that. That's my problem. That's why I've never gotten
exercise for me.
Yeah,
it's the only time in my life that it's remained consistent. I have gym class. I have weight training class.
I have soccer practice.
I have soccer practice. I have ultimate frisbee practice. Like, I have to go. Mm-hmm. Have to go after school for an hour and run. Mm-hmm. And it's not. You don't even think about it. It's like, I have practice. I gotta go. And then when you don't have practice, you're like, I should do this, but fuck, I want to watch this big screen TV and drink a beer.
Yeah.
I just need to, like, pay someone to ride my ass.
That's the gayest thing.
You know what I mean,
taking that out of context.
Like, boot camp style. Like,
no, I know exactly.
Fuck you, Dan. Get on the fucking ground and do push-ups or I'm going to kill you.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, okay, man. Sorry for offending you. I'll do these push-ups. And then,
Yeah. No, I completely understand. That's what I liked about high school sports.
That's what I liked about high school gym class and sports.
Do laps. Well, gym class was a joke, but
the weight training class, I did it.
The actual weight training class, yeah. Not like, playing basketball and...
But that's still good for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's fun, except we got the handicapped people in my class.
Oh, what?
So we'd have to, like, let them win and stuff. Like, like the super handicapped people.
Yeah, drooling all over themselves. Helmets. Oh, God.
Kind you don't sit near in the cafeteria because they throw food and stuff.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Not that there's anything... Well, yeah, there is stuff wrong with that.
Yeah. Yeah, there's plenty wrong with it. All right, on to the news.
Yes.
We'll talk about the South Park RPG.
And how, if it's good, it'll be the best game ever.
Dark Odeon on
I
Twitter
liked
reminded me of that
shitty-ass 64 South Park game. That was on the Turok 2 engine.
Yeah, there was a secondary fire for throwing snowballs, and that was you pee on the snowball. That was great. And that better be in the South Park RPG.
Terrence and Phillip grenades, and you throw them, they say, I fart on your grave.
Yeah. So apparently it's going to be on the cover of, I think, it's Game Informer?
Yeah.
And...
the one that didn't go out of business.
Right. That was Game Pro that went out of business, I think.
Yeah.
And I'm more interested in the interview because, like, apparently Trey and Matt play a lot of games still.
Mm-hmm.
And, they talk a lot about what they like in games. And Trey Parker talks a lot about how he liked Oblivion and single-player RPGs, and he doesn't like playing online stuff at all. And it sounds like he's going for a much more Skyrim-style RPG. And then Matt talks a lot about how he likes
Is there the
some
transcript from the article?
Online?
Yeah.
They've had some excerpts online. And I'm sure the full interview will be out there eventually.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. Yeah, I just love those guys. And anything that they do, I'm interested in.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really interested to see what they can come out with. Because, like, the South Park Tower Defense Let's Play Go, that seemed fucking stupid. And it seemed like they had nothing to do with that at all.
Yeah.
So I wasn't really too interested in that. I didn't even play the demo for it.
Yeah.
But
something there behind. Fuck yeah.
Oh yeah, like what's the musical that's coming out? The Book of Mormon.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to see that. It's
cool.
off.
Besides the fact it's won every fucking award.
Well, yeah, I don't give a fuck about the Tony Awards that it's won. I care that those guys are from Colorado, and that the off-Broadway tour starts in Denver, and that like those guys obviously. I don't know. It's just so cool that like everything that they do, you know, even in the show, they always talk about the Broncos and Tebow and Cutler and I don't know, all that shit.
I got a Jesse update about his patient that died.
Okay. Did he come back to life?
No.
Oh. Did Tebow come by and resurrect him?
They said it was on purpose. It was like a vegetable or let him go situation.
Oh, he had a DNR.
Yeah, it was like he's going to be a like you're going to keep a body alive.
Right, a do not resuscitate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, that was the deal.
Okay, well, for the record...
That makes me feel
For the record, do not resuscitate me, please. I don't want to be a vegetable.
Yeah. No, I
barely want to be living.
It makes me feel better, though. That
it's hard to get out of bed in the morning.
You know, like, didn't get the jugular closed in time. It was like, this guy's...
I lost my wristwatch in the incision. And this guy's dead because of it.
Yeah.
Or there's a Mentos. No, wait. Not a Thin Mint. What's the... Junior Mint. Yeah.
So that's good. That makes me feel better.
All right. So you added a couple Apple stories to the news section.
Oh, yeah. That was a while ago.
Right.
I'm like, the fuck are you talking about? Oh, so I haven't followed up on this, but so Big Fish Games had an app on the iPad where you pay $7 a month and you have unlimited access to their all the games they make. So Netflix for games is what it was.
Okay.
And I thought that was a cool article that we could talk about. And then 2 days later, there's a story. Apple removes Big Fish's Games subscription service from the App Store. And the guy who was in charge is like, I don't know what happened. Like, we were working hand in hand with Apple the whole time. Mm-hmm. So, they're so fucking weird of a company.
Yeah. They're a bunch of crazy assholes.
But let's just pretend...
And reading the Steve Jobs book.
Yeah.
It sounds like this exact same thing would have happened in 1982 as would happen right now in 2012.
Mm-hmm.
Or 2011. I forgot what year it was.
It's hard to remember.
It's really hard. But yeah, the company hasn't changed.
It's not like you're in school
all.
And you write it down on every paper.
Right. I write a check once every couple
You don't
months.
write checks.
I write rent checks.
Oh, yeah.
When your dad remembers to ask for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that company is fucking nuts.
So
Steve Jobs, they bleed Steve Jobs.
Let's pretend that the app is approved.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about it? My first instinct is $7 price point is too high for
month?
iPhone games.
$7 a month.
Yeah, because iPhone games are dirt cheap.
Well, it's not whether or not you and I think it's too high. It's what they can get you to buy. And because it's a subscription service, they're obviously doing it with the intention of you forgetting about it and just having it bill month over month. As a business model, it's smart.
Well, okay, so...
Because it's one-click purchase or two-click purchase on your phone, and then you're going to get charged $7 a month for God knows how long. Until you go bankrupt and have to actually analyze your shit.
The price point is too high because for $7 you could get 7 really good iPhone games.
Right. No.
So
absolutely.
it's like, to me, I think $2.99 a month.
What games have these guys made?
I don't even know.
That's the thing. I've never heard of these guys.
Yeah.
Do you know one game that they've made?
No.
So just on that,
I just thought the article was cool.
I mean, like, not even PopCap is worth that.
No, because their games are $1.
Right. So unless they're releasing, $7 for a single iPhone game a month, if it was an amazing iPhone game, would be a good deal. But one studio, they're not releasing that. Even the biggest. Okay, here the biggest micro game developer, I guess the best way of looking at it, is Zynga, and they don't come out with a new game a month. And their games are absolute shit.
Yeah,
they're complete garbage. They're fucking.
It's like $7.99 is almost, or $6.99 is $2 less than, or $1 or $2 less than Netflix, and they have a huge selection.
Right.
Like you'd have to have, 10 of the top 20 developers on board.
Oh, Netflix! I think they're undercharging for the service that they're providing, but that's just me.
So let me see if I can search the App Store here, and if it'll find results by... I don't think it's going to find results by developer. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. It usually doesn't.
Big Fish Games, Inc. Let's see what happens. Yeah, okay. So... half of their games are free. They have 121.
Whoa. That is a lot of games.
Sort by most popular. The number one is free. It's called Haunted Legends.
Never heard of it.
They've got one called Amazon Hidden Expedition for $4.
Never heard of it.
One called Drawn the Painted Tower for $7. One called Mystery Case Files for $7. One called Big City Adventure for $5. So their games are pretty fucking expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Flick Fishing.
Oh.
That's free.
Bean flicking?
Oh, that's not even by them. That's by someone else. So yeah, too high a price for iOS stuff. Like, you'd have to almost give me free reign on the App Store.
Mm-hmm.
Minus iMovie and
Oh, like the $20
GarageBand.
The $20 applications.
Yeah. For a monthly fee? Yeah. No way.
That's kind of nuts.
$2. $3 maybe.
For me, there's no price for a monthly price that I would subscribe
99
to.
cents?
No, I don't play games on my iPhone. Period.
I do.
I just don't.
Yeah. Well, we've already had that discussion.
All right, on to the questions. Benjamin asks, top 5 games of 2011, since no more games are coming out this year, other than...
Oh, didn't you have the list
Republic.
of the VGA?
Yeah, I don't want to go through that right now.
Top 5?
Because their list is so fucking stupid. Like,
I thought that's why it's interesting.
Yeah, but this podcast has been going on for long enough. I'm getting tired.
You want to watch Tron in HD?
I want to jerk off and go to sleep. When don't I want to do that? Top 5 games in no particular order. This is a preview for the Game of the Year.
Okay.
That we're going to be doing.
Okay.
What are your top 5?
Portal 2.
Okay, I agree.
Skyrim.
I agree.
Zelda.
Haven't played it. I'll have to play that. L.A. Noire.
Nope.
Dead Space 2.
Yep. Maybe.
Okay.
Because I'm thinking of these on the fly.
Right.
I may have forgot something, but yes, Dead Space 2 is pretty damn...
Mortal Kombat!
Is that this year?
Yeah.
No.
I think it's a couple of weeks. Was it the same day as Portal?
It's pretty good. Yeah, it was the same day as Portal. I don't know if I can put that up there.
Well, you only got 2 so far. No, 3. You got 3.
And a half.
Uncharted, Gears.
Didn't play Gears.
Deus Ex, Infamous.
Didn't play Deus Ex. Didn't play Infamous.
I'm just naming games that I know I've played. Call of Duty.
Didn't play.
Battlefield.
Didn't play it.
Batman.
Oh, yes.
League of Legends.
That didn't come out this year.
Minecraft got Time Magazine's Game of the Year this year. It came out like 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's retarded.
Okay, you're right, it is retarded, But we started playing League of Legends this year, and with a game like that, it basically releases in a beta, and they just continually evolve it. I think it's applicable for this year, in my opinion.
Okay, then it's pretty high up there.
Yeah.
I sunk a shitload of hours over the summer.
I did too.
Probably the most hours of any game. Jetpack Joyride.
Any other iPhone games?
Tiny Wings. I don't know if that came out this year, but I played the fuck out of it.
Jetpack is so much better than Tiny Wings.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
Tiny Wings is so much more challenging.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, maybe.
No,
it probably is more challenging. But Jetpack, I just like it better.
But the thing is that with Jetpack, there's no end. Tiny Wings, you can do it there. You could pull off a perfect game.
Really? There's an end to the game? I never saw the end of the game.
If you look at high scores, they're all at 400,000.
Oh.
So there's like a...
You don't think it's just a glitch?
Max.
You don't think it's just an exploit?
Okay, well, I mean, to think about it, so the game ends based on time.
You don't think that's the kill screen?
So you could hit every...
You don't think they kill screened?
But if you did those PC mods where you can play it perfectly, you could play Tiny Wings perfectly.
Where
you could hit every slope perfectly, and you could hit every coin and every boost, and it's possible. I feel like Jetpack Joyride, it's not possible. I think it gets to a point where it's
so
inhuman,
fast.
or not even possible. I don't know.
No, you're right.
No, but I would say Mortal Kombat and Dead Space 2 are kind of my fringe
toss-ups.
Number 5.
Okay.
Console only speaking.
Okay.
So Batman, Portal, Zelda, Skyrim, and then Mortal Kombat and Dead Space.
Forgot League of Legends in there.
I said console only. Those are my 5.
Console only. Well, League of Legends is definitely in my top 5. I'm going to come up with 8 for my top 5 right here. League of Legends, Dark Souls, Portal, Skyrim, no, maybe I won't come up with 8. Maybe I'll have 4.
Battlefield, Modern Warfare, Gears.
They're good. They're good games. I'll give them that.
Dead Space.
Give them a go.
You pat did on hardcore. Hardcore. You played a lot of Dead Space.
Hardcore Dead Space was a lot easier than Dark Souls. Yeah. I liked the challenge of Dead Space on hardcore, but compared to Dark Souls, fucking cakewalk. When's the last time anybody actually went on a cakewalk? I'd love to go on a cakewalk.
Is a cakewalk even a thing?
I think I've gone on a cakewalk or two in my day.
Alright, so you got 4. League of Legends is 5?
I said League of Legends.
Oh, you said League of Legends?
I think I started off with League of Legends. I said League, Skyrim, Dark Souls, Portal. Dota 2? No, not even close.
Alright, yeah.
Yeah, I think those are my top 4. I didn't get enough into Batman. Didn't play enough Uncharted.
But you liked the part of what you played of Batman. You were jonesing to play more.
Yeah, but every game does that to me. When there's that many unlockables and that many things to level up.
Batman's good. It's not just that.
Okay. Well, I'll have to put some more time into it. What other games are even
Assassin's Creed.
Modern Warfare. Battlefield. Fun, but I don't know. Assassins. I can... no. I haven't played... We gotta play more Saints Row. That could easily be up there. Everything I've heard about... anytime anybody talks about Saints Row or I read a review about Saints Row, it's holy fuck, you've got to finish this game. I don't want to say anything about it because I don't want to spoil anything. I feel like we've barely scratched the surface of Saints Row on our drink alongs because we get so drunk. We get
really drunk.
We make almost no progress at all in that game because I'm too stupid to figure out simple things.
It's weird how boos will do that to you.
Well, yeah, it's good.
So maybe a tentative Saints Row 3 nomination over Modern Warfare and... okay. Rich Pell 82 asks, what's your target for Wiki Game Guides in 2012?
World domination?
Well, that's what we try to do every night. No, wait. Are you pondering what I'm pondering?
I don't know, Pinky.
You got to think of something.
Of an answer to this question?
About what you're pondering. Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, what's our guide for, what are our objectives for Wiki Game Guides in 2012?
Grow the YouTube channel.
Yep, the YouTube channel is going to be a big push.
Put out content. Lots of content. Lots of video content.
Mm-hmm. That's always been the goal, but even more now than ever that, we've put a shitload of effort into our website.
Yep.
And we got close to 4 times the amount of traffic on our YouTube channel in the last month than our website.
Yeah.
And we've only recently started to give a shit about our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Like in the last 2 months, we really started to put effort into YouTube. And I've been building that site for a long time.
Yeah.
So
our community's not big enough to compete with other gaming sites.
Like Wikia or IGN
for Wiki guides.
or GameFAQs.
Because it's you and me working on the wikis, and then people we bribe.
Right, basically, yeah. Like we buy games from people that, contribute a lot to the wiki or
if you do a little bit, I'll give you a koozie.
Yeah. But the site traffic isn't even close to what YouTube's given us.
Yeah.
So, yeah, YouTube, huge emphasis for 2012. You want to talk about Mass Effect 2 multiplayer?
Nope.
No? Alright. Sorry, Jamie Stirs.
Just it's too late to start talking about Mass Effect.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Walking Dead, so that...
Andrew Havlicek asked, have you guys watched Sons or Walking Dead?
No.
No.
That's an easy one.
No.
No.
No. Alright. So, no.
Watch Homeland. We'll talk about that with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I haven't watched... there have been so many games out that I don't spend a lot of free time...
And we just started, watching Blu-rays.
Well, okay, that's been within the last 2 days.
Yeah,
that's not like that's been the last few months. Those 2 shows have been going on since September.
And we love those shows. Or I love Sons.
Yeah, and Walking Dead's pretty good. The first season was. Yeah. And Sons is really good. But I'm lazy.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's not that I'm lazy. I'm not lazy at all. It's that
there's a limited time per each day.
There is a very small amount of time that you can spend.
To shower, jerk off, get drunk, play video games.
Shower's optional, but I guess continue.
Eat, nap, poop, pee. Complain.
I eat while I'm playing games.
Podcast. Voiceover.
Yeah, voiceover.
Record.
Edit video.
Edit. Mail envelopes to other countries. That's...
Goddamn foreigners always wonder. Beer koozies.
I've spent more time stressing out over having to mail those than it would have taken to just fucking do it already.
Oh, absolutely. It's like homework in high school. You spend more time bitching about it. Like, that's stupid shit and doesn't gonna matter in 10 years anyways. Teacher doesn't know what's happening. Not important.
They don't even read my papers. I'll just write random words.
I'll write ham is tasty in the middle of this essay about... what's that book?
Great Gatsby?
Nope, no. The Island of Misfit...
Dr. Moreau.
The Island of Misfit Children, when they all battle each other. And Piggy.
What is that book? Lord of the Flies.
Lord of the Flies. Exactly. Battle Royale. Good night, Carl.
Good night, Spoon.
Carl's been counting sheep all night. He's the quietest he's ever been.
Good night, bowl of mush.
Bowl of mush.
That was always my favorite.
That was a thing in that book?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
I know. We had this conversation, and you made me second guess myself. I had to look up if bowl of mush was actually a thing in Goodnight Moon.
That sounds like a translation error.
And it was.
It was actually
there was a bowl of mush in Goodnight Moon, and it was my favorite thing. Just like the Lorax.
The Lorax.
Well, and our beer review.
Oh yeah, beer of the week. Smithwick's.
Smittix. Right?
Smittix?
Smittix.
I don't think
That's
so.
how it's pronounced. Yep.
Okay.
Someone made me look like an ass at Old Chicago's. I ordered a Smithwick's. And they're like, Smittix? I'm like, yeah.
No, you just got the wrong thing. There's also a Smittix.
Is there?
See, you're too gullible. Gullible's right on the ceiling, too.
And she just misunderstood me? I don't know. Because I don't know. I think it's Smittix.
Okay, in America,
it's Smithwick's.
It's a goddamn Porsche. And it's a Smithwick's.
Yeah.
You know, that's how we say it here. It's not a Porsche and it's Smittix. It's a fucking Smithwick's. And anyway.
French is the worst. Like AUX. How the hell do you say that?
Jus. A furi fafa.
Baguette.
A parlez-vous français? Alright, I think it's enough.
No.
Oh, oui? No. Alright. Game on.
Game on.
Je vais trouver un croissant, je suis enchanté. Où est la bibliothèque? Voilà mon passeport. Ah, Gérard Depardieu. Baguette.